great day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million. September to August, let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
Good evening, everybody. What's going on, man? Happy Monday. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button as we get ready to get this week kicked off, man. Hopefully you guys had a really good week. Really good weekend. Thought it was a pretty good weekend and been kind of keeping up with the score here. Our men are over in Prairie View looking to try to compete the double up, right? We up 40. Right now we're up 47-38, just made a free throw, and we're gonna keep an eye out on for that game as we go ahead and kick the show off. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. Shout out to the women who went and did their thing, and we're gonna get into that. So everything that's out in the home front of the up by 10, 48-38. That's a good look, man. Prairie View came in our hometown into our stadium and actually beat us the first time we played them. Looked pretty good doing it too. So we gotta finish. It's just getting started with the second half. It's still a little over 18 minutes to go in this half. So a 10-point victory, man, could be evaporated pretty quickly, man. This dude just did a left-handed jump hook. Oh wow. Yeah. So feeling good, feeling great. What's happening, Galen? Yeah, man. Y'all hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I think Zoe will be in probably at the 30-minute mark of the show. Got a lot to talk about tonight, a whole lot to talk about, man. So y'all go ahead and share the stream. Let them know what we over here doing, man. It's Monday, got a lot going on. And, yep, take the broom out. We're going to touch on that too. We're going to touch on all sports that played over the weekend, and we'll see what happens, man. See, this is the thing about our men's team. We can actually – we always give a good showing, but we have to finish. The key word for us is finish, But keep in mind, y'all, we getting some really good reps with this squad. We're pretty injured. We said that earlier within the season, and we got to keep, we got to stay at it, man. So you got a lot of players that weren't used to getting a lot of minutes. Some are starting now, and some are playing big time minutes. So we'll take it. We'll take it. The biggest thing is when you're on the road, man. No such thing as an off defensive night, and no excuse for not hustling, man, and playing hard, man. So I think if we can do that, some shots get to falling here and there. Our Jordan O'Neal balls out. Ken Evans get the rolling. Coach, he makes a few shots here and there. I think we can and Zeke do what he do. I think we got a chance to shock a lot of people, man, even going into the SWAC tournament as we come up. But we got to close this thing out and finish strong. Oh, yeah, there we go. I like it. Up 12 right now. So, yeah, man, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe. Join the channel if you haven't. We love to we're looking to grow our channel membership. The channel membership is important for what we do. It helps us sustain this channel. If you guys ain't been paying attention to what we're doing, then you've been asleep at the wheel. So yeah, man, become a part of what we're doing in whatever way, in whatever capacity that you can. If you like what we're doing, if you can appreciate what we're doing, go ahead and grab one of those channel memberships. We got 4 levels, and as y'all see, we're gonna get into some of the NIL. We got some new brand ambassadors. Shout out to JSU track program. Shout out to Coach Thorne and his staff, Coach Nisi, and for working with us and making our desire to expand beyond football a very smooth transition, very smooth acquisition, I guess we should say. Had a great meeting, myself and Toronto. I think he'll be up at some point. One day we're gonna all get on the same page and actually pull up at 9 o'clock at the same time. So, I'm good with coming on here by with myself to get my little preliminaries out of the way. But eventually, if we're gonna talk about leveling up, and that goes for everybody, at some point we're gonna have to all we're gonna have to be ready to rock and roll when the show get kicked off. So, I ain't letting up. Call me, it is what it is, right? But if we looking to try to get to that next level, those are the little things that we gotta pay attention to. So that's one thing I did take away. I had a chance to go to the first practice on Saturday while I was in town, and very intense practice. Very intense practice. I loved every bit of it too. Shout out to the coaches, the new staff. I mean, I love what I'm seeing, man. And listen, I might say, hey, man, it's just a spring. I'm a real, I'm big on discipline. I'm big on creating great habits and paying attention to that. Being a former athlete, the small things that get on your nerves are the things that really, those are the things that you win in the winter. You got to win in the winter. Oh yeah. So when the winter time come around, when it start getting cold, you got to be ready to win. And those those annoying, do it over until you get it right. Type of days are the days that's going to take you all the way through and potentially get us to a Celebration Bowl. You know what I mean? So that's the reality of that, man. I had a great, I was just a fly on the wall. I'll start there, I guess, and then I'll say the preliminaries for what we got going on, and we'll go from there. But Coach TC, man, is all about business. Very intense. I love the intensity. I'm an intense person. I get it. You know what I mean? And I understand what intensity does and discipline does is it doesn't give you any wiggle room. It's going to weed out the lazy jokers. And I'm not saying we got any on the team, but if there are any, you're going to weed that out. Those that try to cut corner, those that try to do just enough, those coaches that are big on details, attention to details, JSU Midwinter Alumni Conference this weekend in Jackson. Don't just post on social media, post up at a meeting and let your voice be heard. There you go. I like that. Oh man, JSU Twitter's been on one today. Shout out to Mona, who actually just mic drop glory hole style. I went in, I had to figure out what was going on, man. And we ain't gonna let up on them Rattlers, man, because it's out there. Look, I rock with merch and a few of the Rattlers, man. But man, by and large, they're some of the most annoying people I've ever seen. Just be chiming in, be in their feelings. I mean, I don't know. It must be some type of, whatever it is. We'll embrace it. We'll embrace the rivalry. It's starting. I was telling Zoe, I think the other day, I was like, look, man, I feel like FAMU is starting to elevate up there. They getting close to that southern space where we just kind of just hate them at all costs, But when we talk about that, we talking about from a sports standpoint, you know what I mean? Like I don't take that stuff personal off the way up, man. Try to avoid all that stuff, man. You don't want to get into like personal stuff. I had somebody reach out to me about somebody that was making some threats online, man. I was just like, man, that's crazy. We don't do that. We don't want to do that. And not making threats, but kind of like talking crazy or whatnot. But we keep it fun, man. We're gonna go at you. You know what I'm saying? Go at your neck, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. What's going on, bro? Hey, did that work? Did it work for you?
Yes. When I clicked on it, I had to. It brought up some options. I need to play with it a little more. I see no backgrounds or anything is there, so yeah, it's cool.
You still coming in the regular way with the link?
Yeah, I mean, no, I came in. Yeah, I came in another way.
Oh, you came in a new way?
Yes, I had to find my email.
You see everything now.
Yeah, I can see.
All right, good deal. No, I'm saying you can see everything on the. All right, good deal. That's what I wanted you to do because it's a whole different thing looking at it from this vantage point. Now you can see all the comments, and now if what we're talking about is I wanted to make sure TD was an admin on the platform, and so you don't have to say, hey, scroll back up to the 8-minute and 50-second mark and highlight that. You can do it yourself now because you know what I mean. But man, good deal, bro. So no, man, it was
You were saying about family people getting under your skin, man.
Not under my skin. Not under my. I ain't say. I said they as a whole. Well, here's the thing. I just watch it now. I tend to not really let any of it bother me anymore. I just kind of stay focused on what I'm focused on. But we got some soldiers in this JSU Twitter space that's out here holding it down, man. Timona was out there she was out there shooting bazookas today. And I mean, she was hitting all her targets too.
Really?
She hitting all her targets. Man, listen, it was crazy. I ain't had to say nothing. All I did today was laugh. I just chuckled because listen, man, one of them dudes. So apparently what happened, I got to talk about this, TD. You ain't no Twitter, and I just so happened to look at it. I was preparing the slides for the show tonight. Apparently somebody from FAMU was trying to, I guess he was trying to add all of his so-called FAMU supporters and followers, and he added like this like gay porn.
Oh
I'm not kidding. It's like glory. Like I'm not gonna go down that road. We don't want to. But it was like, that was the name of the page. It was like something glory hole. And it's like, oh, holy smokes. And everybody was like, whoa, bro, do you know who you done tagged? And then he was like, oh, man, that was my mistake. I wasn't paying no attention. They were like, bro, you got to be more careful who you follow. And everybody just kind of took off, bro. And we was like, whoa. And so apparently this person, everybody been trolling Shannon Sharp for getting out. And look, Shannon Sharp built big. He got out the vehicle going to the Total Wines and Spirits. That's got to be Texas. And so what he did is he cropped out Shannon Sharp's head and put Timona's head on it. And Timona was like, look, I see why you wanted to put my head on Shannon Sharp's body, because you obviously telling everybody what you like. And that just was like, it was just a mic drop. She destroyed him. So That's what he get. That's what he get. That's what they get. So it was like that. It was that kind of day, man. And they listen, man. That was funny, man. And then you got the what is it called? The no strike zone. The whatever the name of that show is. They was giving our ladies props. Shout out to Light On Sports for acknowledging our ladies for actually getting some official AP vote, getting a vote to be in the top 25. And he wanted to chime in and say, oh, correction, one vote. They got one vote. So they always hate, man. They got 59-3 PTSD over there. And it don't make no difference that they beat us last year. They still messed up. So I don't know.
It's sad one person messed it up for everybody else, huh?
I would lead us up there. Those are hoes, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
I usually try not to get involved in this mess, man. But hey, listen, man. First of all, they had the young lady over there that was butt naked on the snake. You know what I'm saying? That did the graduation photos and something. Woo, freaky dicky and tell her no headset. All right, man. That's y'all. That was y'all cameo, man. That was y'all chance right there, man. That was y'all chance. I ain't talking about y'all no more tonight with your little nasty selves. That's what it is. Some of them folk go to sleep with JSU on. You remember that Payless commercial? You got BOGO on your brain. They got JSU on your brain, bro. Every day you wake up, y'all thinking more about JSU than we do, and we love JSU.
Wow.
Say Drake called him Tallahassee. Oh yeah, had the little alumni board lady, the freaky diggy, the little mama with the blonde hair. Yeah. Oh, they out there dropping. It's snake egg droplets everywhere. Just dropping them all over the city. I said she like to go to pound, man. Listen, I don't be all into all that, man. So I ain't even know what y'all talking about, but I do see the photo, and I never knew what the significance of the little photo was all about. But I guess they letting us know now, man. Woo. Anyway, our Tigers are up 14 right now, 55-41 over Prairie View with 14 minutes to go in the second half. Come on, Tigers. We got to close. We got to finish. All right.
Hey, what you watching that on, bro? What's up?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube right now. Got it on my cell phone right here. Just pull up Jackson State versus Prairie View basketball. It'll take you straight to PVU Sports live free on YouTube. So Yeah, man. Oh, he tried to yam. No, he didn't try to dunk on him. Then all right, let's get started, man. Let's get started. Got a lot we want to jump into tonight, man. Yeah. I was giving a little bit of an update, but we'll touch a little bit more on it as we go throughout the show, and we'll go from there, man. Shout out to all the athletes out there. Shout out to all our brand ambassadors, man, for the platform. We're gonna introduce some our new ones, new track athletes tonight. Just want to shout them out and really just highlight freaky ass messy university. There you go, FAMU, right there. That's what that acronym stands for. All right, man, let's get rolling, bro. Hey, you guys know we do have a foundation, Friends with KC-1400 Inc. If you like to donate to our foundation and help us with our collaborative initiatives for all the many things that we are currently doing right now, all the things that we do, definitely can't put it on the screen and talk about it publicly. But if you'd like to be a part of what we're doing, go ahead and send a donation to Friends of KC-1400 Inc. through Givelify. It's tax deductible donation, and we would appreciate all donations, whether it's channel membership, whether it's a donation to the channel, to one of the links at the bottom. Either way, we appreciate you. The website. On the website, go to the website. We got merch still available. And we greatly appreciate those who have purchased from us in the past. So go to the website, check out the inventory, see what we got. Grab yourself a shirt. Before we get rolling, want to thank our official channel sponsor, Cannon Toyota Vicksburg, for all the support that they do and for providing vehicles and wheels for us to move around and navigate to do what it is we needed to do. Gave me a brand new Toyota Tundra, man, over the weekend, and be able to help deliver some pallets of water. Our initial couple of pallets a month that we do, that we take over to the school, and it was just a pleasure, man. Hopefully, Billy and Clay got these shirts. I sent them some Jack State merch, man, so they can have their merch. So I officially delivered their shirts today. So no more complaints about not having JSU merch. But we appreciate our Cannon Toyota partners, man. Cannon Toyota Vicksburg partners. Next up, we have our other channel sponsor, Auto Masters, man. Brother Timothy Poe, I saw him in the chat. Good evening, brother. And Terrence Miles. If you're looking for a great used vehicle or whatever type of vehicle you're looking for, check out the website and the inventory right now, man. www.automasters06.com. You can contact them 601-927-7794. We appreciate them for the support. We appreciate the partnership, man. So definitely reach out to them and see what they got. And then if you don't know, hey, tell them what you're looking for and they can find it for you. Tony Cook, appreciate you, brother. Welcome to the channel, man. Appreciate you for being a member. And it come one, come all. We welcome all new members. As I was telling them before we got started, TD, this is a very small way to consistently contribute to the channel, whether it be channel membership or just donate to the platform itself. But Tony, man, we welcome you to the channel. If you are a platinum member, we actually have a platinum chat that we can add you to. But just let me know if he is a platinum member, because I can't see it from this side of it. But whatever level it is, we greatly appreciate you, and we thank you for your membership. Zoe, what's up, brother?
What's up, Pimpin'? What's up, TD? What's up, I Love family?
What up, Zoe?
What's going on, brother? Glad you can pull on up in this thing.
I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely. Appreciate that silver membership, baby. Appreciate that, man. For sure. Hey, listen, we made a channel donation, became a Tiger sponsor for the Road to the Roses parade via the platform, $2,500. Thank you to everybody that did donate for the cause. And we definitely may make another donation, man. This Wednesday, another special guest coming up, man.
That boy harmonizing.
Yeah, man. Looking forward, man. We have a brother, man, fellow JSU alum.
Shout out Jason Gibson, man.
Professor at Tougaloo College, pastor, Jackson Revival Center, and author, man. We're gonna talk about his book. We have Jason officially on Wednesday continuing our Wednesday special guest series. And we're going to keep that thing rolling. We'll have Jason on for as long as he'd like to be. And we're going to talk about it all, man. We're going to talk about what's going on with him. We're going to talk about his new book. And definitely looking forward to that. If you don't know his new book, you can actually, his new book's called Pray, Plan, and Execute. If you guys don't remember, Jason actually spoke to the team, had Coach TC and Coach Otis had him to come in and speak to the football team last year. It's out on the channel. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, go to the Go JSU Tigers YouTube page, and the video is still up there.
What a great name for a book, too.
Yeah, huh?
What a great name for a book.
Absolutely, man. Pray, plan, execute. I can't wait to speak to him. I saw some of his just a great motivational speaker, man. I mean, I know Jason went down with an Achilles injury recently, so he had to have surgery. He had surgery. Look, he might still be in his cast, but he up moving again. He was hooping a little bit.
No,
and y'all know that's what happened, man. When you get up in age, man, we get the hooping and stuff, man. And next thing you know, one of them ligaments go. It take you a long time. See,
I didn't know.
Yeah, he's upright now. He's upright, doing well. I followed him on social, and I saw, surgery went successful. We got a cast. I don't know where he's at with the process. We'll talk to him about that on Wednesday. But he's doing well now. And when he was smelling out some of his books, he was signing the inside of his books, and he would put a personal message to each person that actually purchased a book from him. So if you want to purchase this book, go to www.prayplanexecute.shop. Go ahead and purchase that book for all our book readers. Pretty excited to get a hold of it and see what's in it. I know it's a lot of good stuff in this book, man. And like you said, the title speaks for itself. We always this is a good time to plug The Corey. Got a book, one of the top selling books on Amazon. And a top selling book, man, called Life is Easy. We just make it hard. We quote that all the time. Life easy, man. We just make it hard. And he been, so we got some pretty stellar young men and women, that be in our midst that come from I Love. Jack State is doing some phenomenal big time things, man. And it's always good when you get to tell your own story. So sometimes it's great to have a platform to highlight that. So
I know one thing, man. When Jason comes on, make sure you rest it. He's gonna motivate you, man. Get you out, man.
Coming with that energy, man.
And you know what else? It actually goes to the stigma, right? Because Mississippi is known for its literary giants. You know what I'm saying? It's the state of writers.
Absolutely. Shout out to Brother C. Lee out there. We got an official writer, one of the OGs of the channel. So this Wednesday, pull up. Of course, we'll have them on at 9:15 until, and we'll go from there. All right, let's get into it, man. Shout out to our ladies. They knocked off Prairie View today, won by 10, and then they just put an absolute whooping on Texas Southern on Saturday. I mean, just a Jacktown stomp, not an A-Town stomp, but a Jacktown stomp.
Hey man, well, if you go by the total of 4 games, man, we plus 100 on Texas.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, listen, outstanding work for the Lady Tigers. I'll get to the next slides, and then what we'll do is we'll talk about them as a whole. But they did a TD winning on Saturday. They are once again 5 in a row regular season SWAC champions. And this is just nothing but an amazing feat by our beloved Coach Tamika Reed, her staff, Coach Williams, Coach Cousins, Coach just everybody, Coach Campbell, and her entire staff.
Don't forget, undefeated at home for 5 years.
That's impressive, man. Well, SWAC, regular season SWAC play. Only loss we had was Mississippi State.
That's what I'm saying. It's SWAC play.
Yep. You're right.
5 years.
So we'll pause right there. And we can talk about it. Matter of fact, this was the post that they were hating on.
The last time we lost, was the Prairie View was one that last SWAC lost?
Last year, we lost to Prairie View 2 years ago. We lost to Prairie View no, it was last year. It was last year, TD. You're right. We lost to Prairie View. It was last year. At Prairie View. Matter of fact, this game at Prairie View was actually a close one, man. It was actually a close one, man. It was a 3-point game with with less than a minute to go, and they wound up, getting to the foul line. Keyshawn Lucky got there and knocked down some big free throws, and then we just kind of separated. This game was much closer than what the score dictated, but it's resilience, man. They beat us in that court, so we had to overcome that, and we did that.
Yeah, it was a game on the road, and it's hard to get back up emotionally after beating somebody by 50. Seriously.
It's a good point. So you telling me the Boston Celtics is gonna mess around and lose sometime, or it's gonna be a close game in the next game because they whooped the Golden State Warriors so bad. It looked like the Golden State Warriors with the South Bay Lakers. But anyway, go ahead.
It's hard to get back up to do that again. You know what I'm saying? After you did it.
So thoughts on the season? I'll let you go, TD. Just thoughts on Coach Tamika Reed, the staff. Just 5 times. Just talk about the importance of. Not the importance, but just the magnificence, I guess is a good word, of 5 straight regular season championships, man, with only just a couple of losses in SWAC play in the regular season over the past 5 seasons, man.
To be honest, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around it once you get to thinking of, the trajectory of what has happened, and like Zoe just said, we're not losing a home game, a conference game in 5 years. I mean, that's amazing, man. It goes to show to Coach Reed and her staff of their recruiting ability, their ability to keep players head in the game. And one thing I noticed, man, I've only seen her really fire off one time at a player, but no one never respond. You still have a lot of players that want to respond, when the coach approaches them in that way. Yep. But for her and her, coaching staff to have the grasp on their team the way they have and the athletes as they have, it's amazing, man. And now I see the importance of Maya Crump, in her return.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I mean, I really see the difference, in that team. Kashana Lucky, hey, she had some rough go at the beginning of the season, but I always said, you know what? I'd rather have a rough go at the beginning than at the end. And come on strong at the end. And it seems like that's what she's doing. So here's my thing, man. I really want them to continue to dominate and make a larger run, in the tournament. And I think, with the team and the ability that she has, they can do it, man. So I'm very proud of their team. I'm very proud of the team. I've been supporting the team, and hey, I hope they keep moving, bro. This is magnificent. It's good. It's great to see. It's great to see. Now, hopefully we can get the men on the same page and continue the road of dominance in b-ball, man.
Without question, she had a great quote when she had a quick interview with Kyle T. Mosley. Remember, we was walking with him on the way back to the garage at the Legacy Bowl. Mm-hmm. She said, March matters, man. March is when it matters the most. So, she was saying like she was disappointed in the way that the offense had been playing, but they starting to get it, back rolling. And this is a time where you really need your offense to be rolling. But great points, man. Thoughts on that, Zoe? I'll let you go.
Man, I love all of it. None of it is lost by me. I honestly I want to caution all of our fans of actually being numb to the success that she's had. Because understand that what we're in the process of, or what the state that we're in, it is legit dominance. We're in a dominant run that's never been seen in JSU women's basketball history, and to be honest with you, in SWAC history. What you're seeing right now, and again, that's why we can't undermine it. Like as it stands right now, as we're talking live right now, do you understand that if you go by the news and show the slide right quick, Ken, about us getting the rank, getting a vote in the top 25? All right, I want you guys to marinate on this because some of you may not know. There's a top 25. So if you go by the others receiving list, Princeton is 26, Michigan State's 27, West Virginia 28, Ole Miss is 29. So what they're telling you is, as you go by this, I believe we're ranked like the 32nd or 33rd ranked team in the country. So Jackson State's women's basketball program
36.
is 36.
Yep.
We're a top 50 program right now. So if we stay pat, and I want you guys to marinate on this. If we stay pat, let's say we win the remaining games in conference, and we go through and we win this conference tournament, this assures them to probably be a 13 seed or possibly a 12 seed.
I know we said shout out to I think it's I Live Hoops or some I Lives, the young lady who was just really advocating today for Jackson State women's basketball, and people start getting their panties in a bunch for just mentioning JSU potentially being a 12 or 13 seed.
And it legitimately can happen. Also, the way it works, part of it is what you do this year, but the other thing, and this speaks to dominance, right? You know what else works in your favor? It's because there's a continuum from last season, the year before that, and the year before that. So that game against LSU matters. The wins against Texas Tech and the other Proud Five programs that we've had success against, they matters. It's almost like Jackson State's women's basketball program is like a Florida Atlantic for the men, or George Mason for the men. Like Jackson State's women's basketball program is on the cusp of being a mid-major power. We just have to get a few more wins in the non-conference and get a win or two in March. So
see, this is why I hated that we lost that game to Miami, bro.
And Mississippi State.
Oh yeah, bro. We had, oh my gosh, man. Probably had the Miami game more than the Mississippi State game, but we was literally right there. And just imagine that what this conversation is completely different if we win one of those games, because then we talking 22-5 or 23-4. It's not even if we in the top 25 now. Maybe we up there where Princeton is at if that happens. Because at the time, I think Miami maybe had only one loss. No, I think it was undefeated at the time. It was 8-0.
And here's the kicker, Ken. Name men or women where SWAC has been ranked in the top 25.
I can't remember, bro. I don't remember.
And I can remember Jackson State with a Lindsey Hunter. I can remember Southern, you know what I'm saying, under Ben Jobe, having success in beating Georgia Tech in the NCAA tournament. I remember these games. But again, we state when's the last time a SWAC team, men or women, ranked, and then also ranked prior to postseason play. But again, there has to be a continuum when you talk about a mid-major. Jackson State's women's basketball program is the likes of a Gonzaga right now, or a Mount St. Mary's. I'm sorry, St. Mary's College. So that speaks to the dominance. And Ken, the other thing to that, because I have to say this, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, Coach Reed is from Jackson. Homegrown talent. She wasn't some Power 5 coach that got plucked to come down to little old Jackson State. And also, I got to say this, when we hired her, because we always want to go with the status quo, Coach Reed coached at Jackson State as an assistant, but what did we hire her from, Ken? She was a head coach at a JUCO.
Yep.
She didn't come from another group of 5 college or another HBCU program. You took a risk on the coach that has history and a connection to Jackson State, and she proceeded to open the can of whoop ass the moment she stepped foot on Lynch Street.
I know that's right.
I'm telling you, we cannot. I implore anybody to hear my voice. Do not become numb to this. I'm telling you, you better enjoy this ride. You're gonna be looking 5 years from now saying, remember when Coach Reed was at Jackson State? Savor this shit. And then I'm gonna say it again, TD. We have not lost a SWAC game at home in 5 years. And then if you add the losses, she only has 4 losses. 4.
Yep, she got 4 total losses in the SWAC
in her career.
Yep.
I mean she came in the first year kicking Cynthia Cooper's teeth in from the moment she got on Lynch Street. So I'm telling you, and we spoke to the dominant. She's been recruiting her tail off.
Yep.
Recruiting her tail off. She's hitting the mark on all. She's hitting the mark on all spots. Recruiting, players graduating, having success. She is doing the dang on thing, and she still has room to grow. So I'm telling y'all, don't get numb by the success. Enjoy this shit. But I'm telling you, we still have another league to go because, man, if she gets to that tournament and she wins one game,
yeah,
I'm telling you, it's gonna take JSU to a whole other stratosphere, and the financial windfall that comes with it. Floor is yours, TD.
Nah, man, I just gonna add on to what Zoe was saying, the fact that Coach Reed took the time, her track record and where she come from, the path she took to get to where she is, and to stick with it. I'm sure she had way more chances to proceed on elsewhere, and she chose to stay and build her program to create her legacy. I mean, my hats off and applause to her, because that's not an easy thing to do once you are in demand.
Yep.
So in that aspect of it, man, it just made. I mean, that what makes this run that much more greater to me, because it's your hand in it. These are your ingredients. This is your your cooking pot and your stomping ground that you did this on. You didn't come in with someone else's stuff that was already on the stove and start cooking. You know what I'm saying? You shot for this, these players. You put this thing together, and you made this feast. So congratulations to her, and much respect to her for sticking with I Love. You know what I'm saying? When again, other opportunities I'm sure was knocking. So we hope she continue to stick around, bro. Let's see where it goes.
I'll say this. Jackson State has the potential to change the trajectory of kind of what happens historically. Coach start winning. Find a way to pay her. The demand goes up. Don't just bow out. And I know we got a great AD that'll do it. He's going to do, he got a great AD, got a great support system at the university from a financial standpoint. What's going on, Ron C, man? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, saw him before I got ready to fly out yesterday. But yeah, man, let's make it happen. I would love to see her come and get all those opportunities. And we say, nah, we want you to stay here. I saw my man put that comment up in the who's that said my alma mater. I'd have to agree with you. Where'd he go? Brother Dragon 1998. Man, I gotta agree with you. Or maybe I don't know if that Dragon is a male or female, but I'm gonna just say a male. We're gonna just say that for my alma mater would can use our services. I love Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? So we got something special that's being. Come on, man. Y'all getting on my nerves now, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. This is what we do. Get that shit out of there. There you go, Zeke. We up 4 with 4 minutes and 51 seconds to go. And I just say, man, I hate when we do this to ourselves. 14 and we let them come. I told y'all, I said it was a lot of time to go in the game. We got to finish. That's our problem. We be in every game, and then I trust that we gonna survive this run. They made a run, and now they done closed the game. KT Dub, what's up, baby?
What up, KT Dub?
What do you do, man?
So yeah, man. But no, let's get her done, man. And boom, just like that, hit a freaking 3. It never fails, man. It never fails. 1 point game. Never fails, bro. Miss free throws, the pressure's on now. Now they got the momentum. We got to finish though. I trust that we're gonna finish. We're gonna make it happen, man. So let's see. Go take it back. Let me see this possession. Wild shot. Oh, you make it. We're up 3. All right. But no, to our point, I like what everybody said, man. She built this thing from the grassroots and came in and assessed the room, made some renovations, and hey, been winning awards ever since, man. And I'll say this though, this is very much so similar to the coach that she had in high school, Coach Anna Jackson, in Murrah. Very similar to the style of program, multiple championships, just a So she's a chip off the old block, and I know that Coach Jackson is extremely proud of her. And her profile is going up, man. She did a really good job with picking a different media person to come in. And thank you for calling the timeout finally.
Ken, I would actually venture to say that Reed coaching style and everything about their program is a mirror image to Anna Jackson.
It is. It is, man. It is. 1400 Merrill Drive. Y'all know what it is. And I've seen the intensity of Coach Jackson on many days, man, coming up through high school and watching her, and even some of the things that Coach Reed has done with asking, getting some males to play against the ladies and kind of instill some toughness in them and go from there. So love what they're doing, but we got to finish. We got 2 games left, y'all. We got a big one coming up. We got a slobber knocker coming up Thursday night. And I think everybody got this one circled. UAPB at home. UAPB just coming off a couple of things that they celebrated. They celebrated, JSU alum Don, their head coach Don Thornton. She just won her 100th game, and then they just celebrated their first winning season in 27 years, man. So I think they're gonna be. I think Zay Green is more than likely going to play in that game, and they coming to win, and we coming to shut them down.
And they feel like they need their league back.
Yeah, but we try to take a Billy Club and beat them some more.
I mean, because their motivation thing is right now, hey, we didn't have our best player at the time we played y'all.
Absolutely, that's why you got to go beat the heck out of them, even with her on the floor.
Right.
That way you leave no doubt. And
right.
It's going to be a great game, man. It's going to be a red out for those that don't know. If you come to the game Thursday night, let's pack that thing out. Now, I'll say this in reference to the Mississippi Coliseum with the high school playoffs. Mississippi and Jackson showed me that we can pack out a stadium. We can pack out a stadium, y'all. We can show up. We can pull up. And
I got a question for you.
Go ahead, brother.
How many victories does Zay Green have against Jack State?
0.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they still got to play the game, though. You still got to play the game.
I understand it. I understand it clearly. But the point I'm getting at is, Zay Green to play before. How many dubs you got? 0.
Oh, man.
So in other words, what I'm saying is, I know we tend to say names. Yeah, Zay Green's a good player, but I mean, I'm gonna say Angel Jackson before I say Zay Green. Angel Jackson ain't lost no grand to Zay Green. Zay Green has no W's against Jack State.
Man, we losing player left and right. Is that Kevion down?
So
he got rolled on.
She's a great player, man. By all accounts, she is. But this team, man, we got. And I'm tell you what, tonight's game, because the game against Prairie View was close, that works for our favor. It works in our favor too. Because now
we're gonna come in a little bit more focused.
And at home. Close this thing out. And if I know Coach Reed like I know, they're gonna be up for the task if for more reasons than one against Pine Bluff.
One thing we know is supposed to be happening is that we know we had the legendary Ruthie Bolton on the show. Supposed to be speaking to the team prior to that game. So definitely looking forward to her and our big brother KT Dub going in there, giving them some words of encouragement before the game. And y'all know she's intense, man. She's intense, and I think the energy is going to be right in the building for that game. So I plan on being in the building myself. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
I can't. So how many titles did Coach Reed win on their team under Coach Jackson? Because I know Merrill girls one time went like 2, 3, 4 years undefeated, something like that.
No,
I think Coach Jackson won about.
She didn't win. She didn't win all 4 years.
No, she didn't.
So if I had to guess, just off the top of my head, TD, I think Reed won 3 rings.
Oh wow!
At the worst, 2. But
I don't know if she won. I don't know if she won 3 in her tenure.
Oh, okay.
But like I said,
I don't.
2. At the worst, it's 2, but I think it is 3.
She said Coach Jackson has 9 titles.
Yeah, she got about 9 of them.
Yeah, she coached a long time too.
She did. I'm trying to see if I can pull this up, man. I'm going to Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. There she go. She has 9 5A state championships. Holy smokes. That was my lady there. That was my girl there, man. Here it is right here. 97, 98. Go Coach Tamika Reed on the staff. I mean on the roster. Yeah, that was the year I was there. Last year I was there in at Murrah. I don't know how many championships they won that year that Tamika was there, because I know Tamika was a junior that year. So I can't say.
I think it's 3. I think it's 3.
3?
Because I think the one year they lost, I think they lost to Meridian, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, last one was 6A. Okay, yeah, they had it on there. So it was 3 titles, 3-peat I was playing. So Tamika was on it. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Who the hell is Brianna?
I was right. Yeah. So I think
so Brianna, it was 3 straight with Tamika on that team. That's dope, man.
No, but Tamika wasn't at 07?
Not 07. No, I'm talking about no, not then. I'm talking about we talking about 90 what is this? 95 to 99. It would be 95, 96 to 99.
Tamika.
Yeah, it would be, bro. She's 99. She class 99. I was a grade behind her.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm saying so it would be from 96 to 99.
Okay, that's right.
Because so what I'm saying is this, like, this is I always tell this fun fact, TD. At Murrah, you had Coach Mo Williams was a 9th grader. I was a 10th grader. Coach Tamika Reed was a junior, and Ashley Robinson was a senior.
Yeah.
Richard Bradley had just graduated. So it was just, I mean, the list goes on. And I'm only tying it from those that, from us having a conversation. But of course, I left my junior year to go to Madison Central or whatever. Man, bro, what the hell, man? We up 2 right now, man. 2 minutes and 2 minutes 30 seconds left to go in the game. And we can't make free throws as per you. Ooh, good steal, boy. We got to score right here, man. Score the basket. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, now 96 to 99. There you go, AJ. That's right. All right, let's move on, man. Y'all done? Huge shout out to Coach Tamika Reed. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, you was about to say something. You changed your thought about, that we can pack out the AAC.
Yes, that's right. I'm glad you get the rebound, bro. Damn. All right. Yeah. So what I'm saying is the last home game is going to be Saturday. So if you haven't made it to a game yet, it's Thursday night. We playing arguably probably the 2nd best team in the conference, and that's a foul, bro. Call the foul. Up 4, 1 minute and 30 seconds to go in the game, y'all. They got Prairie View got the ball. That's a travel. They didn't call it. You gonna let them shoot wide open? Come on, close out, man. Close out. That's another travel. Get that shit out of there. Good rebound. Let's go. We up 4. Throw the ball ahead. Come on, man. What
the? Hey, man, you all right?
I know, right?
Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something, bro. That right there that I just saw, you got a teammate running ahead, bro, and you don't throw the ball to your teammate, and you take a couple of extra dribbles and throw it to him late, and now defense close out. No, the dude blocked the shot. Man, if my coach, you wouldn't play another second in the game behind something like that, man. Anyway, let me get back to the show, man. I apologize, y'all. My bad. Let me get locked in. Anyway, for those that don't know, let's pack out the AAC. But the SWAC tournament, it gets started on the 13th, March 13th. That's right, Paris. Dumb A basketball. I'm sick of it, man. My gosh, man. You got your teammate right ahead of you and you still dribbling, bro. That man could have had a free lane to the hole, and we up 4. That could have really gave us some separation, man. But anyway, March 13th, Faith and Family Night. This is in Bartow Arena over in Birmingham, man. And also March 14th. Obviously, this is the SWAC tournament weekend. So For those that are going to make that preparation, these are the dates. We're looking at the SWAC championship game being March 16th. So make your way over to Birmingham. We do expect our ladies to be in there. We really and truly hope that our Tigers are looking like he was swatting those bugs. What's up, JB? What's happening, big dog? See you in a minute, man. What's going on with you? hey, man, listen, I ain't even gonna go down that road no more, man, with them bugs. Shout out to Ray Ray, by the way.
Hey, who is this? Who just mentioned it?
Jason Brown Sr.
Rochelle.
Oh yeah. But no, man. But yeah, anyway, let's move on, man. Let's touch on some baseball real quick. Shout out to the baseball Tigers. I actually had a chance to go to the game. Now, the game, the 4-3 game. I was actually at that game. It was a really good game. We completed the sweep versus Alcorn this weekend. With first game 4-3, second game 12-9, and the last game was 6-2, and we completed the sweep on yesterday. All right, y'all. 45 seconds ago, we up 4, 76-72. We got the ball. Ken Evans. Oh man, he missed it. 32 seconds. Whoop that. All right, good defense, boy.
Just make one
free throw. All right, good rebound by Colty.
Just make one free throw.
What we doing? All right, y'all. 28 seconds to go in the game. Score 76-72. What the hell just happened? Is it they ball? Oh, they called a foul. Oh, wow. Okay. Little home cooking. So y'all give us just a second, man. We're gonna see the end of this game. Hopefully the men pick up this game, man. It'll really help us in the standings going into the SWAC tournament next weekend. As we stated, we finished the season playing against UAPB, and then we play against Valley at home. Oh, that was a wild shot. Whoop that. Damn, they may score it. 21 seconds to go. 2019. They got a foul. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't stay past the hat. You got to get past the court, bro. Don't push off, Ken. All right, 10 seconds to go in the game. Y'all got a foul. What are y'all doing? Y'all being stupid. All right, they fouled us. That was dumb. That's dumb basketball. They coach. See, listen, man. Hey, TD, it's 20 seconds to go in the game, and you're down 2. Why don't you foul immediately when we get the ball in? You let us dribble the thing all the way down to 5 seconds before you foul. It's just dumb basketball. So we at the free throw line. We make both free throws, we win the game.
I mean, I think Brianna's more intense than you right now.
Hey, Brianna's a hooper. Now that I know she's a hooper from 1400 Merrill Drive, hey, I already know what time it is. I appreciate it. I appreciate her right now. Come on, who is that, Ken? I need you to make both free throws, bro. I ain't doing nothing until I see these free throws. Make the first one. That's what I'm talking about. All right, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Go on, make this free throw and ball game over with. Make this free throw and we go home, baby. Come on, Ken. You got a good name, by the way. And just like that, he missed the free throw. Of course he missed the free throw. And we get the rebound. Freaking Zeke Cook, man. Thank you, Zeke. Make the free throw, Ken. Now you make one free throw, it's ball game. I don't know how many seconds left.
That's what I've been saying all the time. Make the free throw, Ken.
Somebody hurt again? Who that hurt? Please don't tell me that Jordan O'Neal, man. Lord have mercy, we can't stay here. Anyway, man, let's all right, we're gonna win this game. Anyway, again, shout out to the baseball team. Next up, we show some love. Hey, listen, TD, we still got the top hitter, man. He's still the top hitter. Going through the whole weekend, he still had a pretty good day. So Jack State still is home of the hottest hitter in the country, with the junior leading the nation in batting average, on base percentage, in hits per game. Joseph Eichelberger he was at 690 last time we did our show, and now here he is. He dropped a little bit down to 639. So that's still crazy, though. I watched him hit.
That's the big thing.
Every time he come up the bat, they like, oh yeah, that's him. So he got a lot of buzz around his name, man. A lot of people coming to check him out, man. He's back. He number one, the left fielder. But he's off to an amazing season. I really want to be Prairie View because they coach really get on my nerves, by the way. Hold on. How is it still 5 seconds, bro? It was 5 seconds before we before Ken Evans shot, and when he got fouled. So they put 5 seconds on the clock. It's our ball, okay. So now they got to foul us. 5 seconds to go in the game. We up 77-74. It looked like, I don't know who that is taking the ball out. Number 12. Who's number 12? Oh, Williams. There you go. Good foul. 4 seconds. Making free throws, you win the game. Who was that? That Ken Evans?
No, how the hell 30 seconds go by and it's still 5 seconds?
I don't know, man. You know, it's home cooking, man. Ken Evans, if he make one, it's over with. Or that Colty. No, I think that's Ken. Yeah, he make both of these free throws. It's ball game. They trying to cheat. We know what they're trying to do. JSU basketball men need to hit the weight room in the off season for real. Hey, yeah, I mean, it's too late to worry about that right now. We got a whole year for that. And he got to recruit different types of players too. But you're right. You're not wrong, Kenny Banks. You're definitely not wrong. All right, he made the free throw. Let's go home, baby. That about does it. That's going to about does it right there. There you go. Send all you guys back. 78-74, 4 seconds to go in the game. 1 free throw left. We'll finish this game up before we move on, because we got some more stuff we want to get into. Got a lot that I want to get into, by the way. Brother C. Lee, be prepared to come up on the back hour, too, because I want to talk about that bill again. He made the free throw. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Get out their way. Ball game. And it don't count. Basket no good. They ain't going to count the basket? Yeah, they would do that because they SWAC refs and they trash. Anyway, enough of that, man. Let me get off that. Congratulations to the men winning tonight, man. Getting that dub over there. Shout out to the men and women getting that sweep. Anyway, let's get focused, man. Shout out to the ladies softball team, man. We took down Memphis, man. Memphis. Took down there. We lost one. We split games with Memphis, but shout out to our women's softball team, man. Hey, they won that game, man. I love them unis, bro. Look at them unis, man.
That's a big win, man.
That was a huge win. 4-3. That's big time, you know. But you always talk about, Zoe, about us being like a mid-major. Memphis is similar to that kind of. We can a type of university we can mirror ourselves, you know, in certain aspects, man. So we lost to UT Martin, and we wound up losing to Memphis the first one, and then we wound up beating Memphis. So that was a huge dub for us to get that dub on the third. So big time victory on yesterday for our women's softball team. Let's move right into it. All right, now we want to introduce our new brand ambassadors, man. Shout out to the JSU track. Had a really good meet over the weekend at Mississippi College. Of course, the man on the left, big fellow over there on the left is myself. Of course, we're going to name them from left to right. And, of course, you got TD on the end. If you haven't already, check out the video. I chopped it up. We had a lot to say. It was a lot more than that. Some stuff we didn't want to speak to. We didn't want to air, but it was a great time. So, but left to right, starting with myself over Vincent. You have Vincent. Zoe got my season tickets and parking. But anyway, we'll get to it. Vincent Wilson, who is a heptathlon and triathlon athlete, man. Extremely athletic young man. He's a gold. All of the athletes you see have won gold medalists. They're all gold medalists, SWAC champion, SWAC gold medalists, and with great character. The coaches are just absolutely, proud of them, and we're excited to partner with them, right? But Vincent came up to me after we met. TD telling me, he said, "Man, we shouted him out." This is why what we do is so important, y'all. We see an athlete that's deciding to bring their talents to Jackson State. So check this out. We see it on social media. We put it on the platform. We say, "Hey, man, we want to welcome such and such to the Tiger family," and we're doing it in passing through. But he told me how his parents, TD was I guess they either was watching the show, they saw that, and he said, "Man, you shouted me out on the show, man," and they were so proud. They were super excited about it. So just that one little small thing, and here we are now. Here we are. We're partnering with him with some NIL collaboration, man. So that was a really cool moment for us. And we welcome Vincent to the family. Next up, Lillian Trey Dudley, man. She does all the throws, the discus, the shot put. and she is one of the top players, one of the top athletes in the SWAC. And we'll get to that when we highlight them. Next up, Erica Garrett. She's a hurdler, 100-meter hurdler, and SWAC gold medalist. Next up, Jaya Clayton. Jaya is also, she's a 400-meter hurdler. Now, listen, anybody that do hurdles, man, I ain't got nothing but respect for them, because I'm going to tell you like this right here. If I ain't jumping out one leg, I can barely jump over a sheet of paper, but I still get buckets back in the day. That wasn't my TD. Athleticism wasn't my thing. I'm going to just tell you that right now. But last but not least, Davion Center, great personality, man. He was so in tune to everything that myself and TD was saying, asked great questions, was very in tune. He does the throws as well. Tops in the SWAC at what he does, throws the shot put, throws the discus, and just great athletes, man, that we were excited to partner with. First up, Davion Center. As we earlier on one of the shows, we actually highlighted him. He's the most outstanding field performer of the year by the SWAC, by the way. So so it's a pleasure to partner with Davion. I want to welcome him to the KC-1400 media family as the brand ambassador, man. Welcome, Davion Center. Go ahead. We'll let y'all speak to that then before we move on. It's locked in and officially welcome them to the family.
Oh yeah, man. Like you said, he was very in tune to what was said in the room on Thursday. And
Friday.
Friday. Yeah, and watching him perform, man. I mean, to put that ball is heavy, man. And to put that on your neck and I watched him spin around and try to throw it in a specific spot. Man, that's an interesting, man. So he's really a grown man, and like I said, with the question that he's asking, the direction that he's headed, you know what I'm saying, it felt good to speak with him and have him to interact. I'm looking forward to see what he do on the field, man. Congratulations to him, and being chosen for one of the SWAC outstanding track and field players. So, man, like he has a high upside. So let's see how high he can get, man.
Absolutely, Zoe.
Man, look, man. Kudos to all of them. Starting last season, man, when you guys actually, we did the donation last year. I got to tell you, man, quiet as kept, man. I'm becoming more of a track or outdoor track follower.
Mm-hmm.
Not just to this team, but just to the sport in general.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I tell you, man, it is it's a dope thing, you know what I'm saying, that we did. But man, to actually be a part of this, man, seeing their journey, seeing where, again, because most of them are actually starting out here, and to just follow their journey and be a part of it, man. And again, also remember how we want to, because remember, we came up a little bit short in the big scheme of things last season, knowing that they're trying to finish out on the right side of things this year, and knowing that we're assisting them in the process, man. It's a big darn deal. So kudos to all of them, and to those who are watching, like even right here, man, doing the shot put, man, like right here, man, like these man, these sports are not easy, and they're very, very competitive. The SWAC has got great talent, you know what I'm saying, in the track and field defense across the board. They really, really do.
They really do.
And if you guys ever get a chance, man, you might want to go to the SWAC championship, because
that was fun, man. That was fun
in this conference, man. For real.
Yeah, we had a really good time at the meet last year, man. We were very competitive. It was super intense. And I want to say this before we go any further. Let me go back to this photo real quick. Why it was important for us to partner with track. You've been saying, man, track is not a revenue generating sport, but listen, man, it ain't really about that for us. You got athletes that are tops in their areas, in their categories. They have a following. They have you can market in any. Marketing is about creating a partnership that brings value and being able to partner in a way to where they're able to use their name, their image, and their likeness, and their social media platforms, and to be able to bring some traction to what it is that we do. And it also expands beyond that. One thing that we're doing way differently than what we did last year, we did NIL deals last year. We just didn't talk about it. Everything was kind of hush-hush and all that. And that's kind of how we operate in some capacities. We ain't trying to operate like that no more. Because, I mean, honestly, we want folks to see what we're doing. It ain't nothing being hidden. Everything's about to, we cross every T, we dot every I. We're on the books with compliance. All the contracts are in the books, on the books through open doors, and any company can do that. But what we're also doing is creating an opportunity for other businesses to ask questions, other schools to get curious and figure out what it is that we're doing. And I'm willing to talk to anybody, because if it's going to bless a student athlete, our time is past, man, when it came from playing. TD shared a moving part of his past when he, had a car accident and not able to do some of the stuff that he wanted to do, or that probably he could do. But we all former athletes, but we're older now, man. We're in our 40s, man. You know what I'm saying? So how dope is it to be able to see a young man and a young woman with that star in their eye, that fire, that passion, and that excitement to be able to partner with a company. It's not just I'm not a YouTuber, but we own YouTube. We use YouTube as a vehicle, but to be able to go back and give back, man, I'm telling you, man, the feeling to be able to bless a student athlete in a capacity as this is a feeling that I can't really describe. It's just for anybody that's into philanthropy or giving, they know what comes out, what you get out of it. That's why I always say it's better to give than to receive, because you get a lot out of giving, man, and being a blessing to those who are, are able to receive it in a great manner. So I want to welcome Davion Center to the family. Next up, Trey Dudley. Trey is she does the exact same for that Davion does before the women's side, and co-most outstanding field performer of the year. A lot of personality. You know what I mean? I it's just great speaking with her and following it. We followed them, and like I said, we were at the SWAC championship, but we want to welcome Lillian Trey Dudley to the KC-1400 family.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ken, I want to add, to the whole to the spectrum as a whole.
Go ahead, brother.
I would like to say congratulations to these athletes, and shout out to Coach Thorne and his coaching staff.
Yep.
I've been, hearing about track, from a distance, for years, and to take the approach that Coach Thorne takes, man, he's not shy, he's not afraid to approach, he's not afraid to go after the big fish. I know he's after a couple players from Ken, which I hope that he lands. But the leadership that he displays for his team, is what it should be. He's not afraid, like I say, he's not afraid to speak to anyone, and they taking that leadership, and he trains those players hard, and he's very in tune with them. When we was in Houston, watching him interact with his players, was awesome, and for us to partner with them to, like you said, it's not a money generating sport, but for us to partner with them and put a smile on their face to recognize their talent, their ability, although they're not the one that getting their name shouted out all the time for, scoring a touchdown or making a dunk, it made those players feel really good. And unfortunately, one of our top players from last year, we end up losing two.
Tops in the business.
Huh?
I said two that was tops in the business too.
Right. To big.
I'm gonna speak to that too. I ain't gonna say the name, TD, but let's just say one of the athletes that was, and they're not doing as well as they were at Jackson State, and a coach that's in the field say that one could make the case that he regressed. Yeah, you go to the bigger program, and now he was up here on top of the world here, and now you go there, and it's like not even heard of anymore. But you got the stuff, but trust me, man, the accolades, man. We have an Olympic gold medalist actually in the Olympics who come out of Jackson State, man, and a couple of them. So you can get to where you're trying to go in your field. But go ahead. I didn't mean to steal your thumb. Go ahead.
No, man, you didn't. I appreciate you chiming in. But, that's all. That's pretty much all I wanted to say on that. Congratulations to him. And it did my heart good. Did my soul good to see the smile on their face, because they still have that look on their face when we were in Houston, like, you guys here for us, you guys are supporting us, we never get this recognition. And then one thing that you were saying that I would say about them not being a money generating sport or widely known. It's the brand. You know what I'm saying? You never know who you're attracting with the brand, that's on the front of their jerseys. So, like you said, man, if I'm competitive, if we playing marbles, I want to win.
Damn
What
right.
I'm saying? So let's continue to support these athletes, and we can get out there and support them to a track meet and do so. If you're able to go to the swag championship, I don't know if it's still gonna be in Houston again, but whatever it is, man, get a chance to go, man. It's some wonderful athletes out there, man. Seeing how fast those athletes are and the ability that they have, I can only imagine for sure. But congratulations to them, and I hope they continue to do what they do, man.
I'll say this about track, man. As we continue to to upgrade our facilities, and you can host an event, it definitely can generate money.
Yes.
Part of the money generation comes from having the facilities to host these track meets. We want to be in a position where we can host a track meet as opposed to going to other places. But that's another story for another day. We move on to the next athlete. Next up, Vincent Wilson. We talked about him, the heptathlon and triathlon athlete. Put the photo up here. He actually won the SWAC championship at the indoor. He won a first place medalist for the heptathlon. He does a lot, man. When you look at him break down that triathlon and look at all the stuff that's in there. Matter of fact, I'll do this. I'm gonna go there and check this. Let me check this out, y'all. So in that particular aspect, and everyone that does what they do is pretty awesome. But when you talk about the decathlon, it's an event that includes, it's 10 events, y'all. 10. You're talking about the 100-meter dash, the long jump, the shot put, the high jump, the 400-meter dash, the 110-meter hurdle, the discus throw, the pole vault, the javelin throw, and the 1,500-meter run. You're talking about competing in all those different aspects and actually winning. That's impressive, man. And so,
he enjoyed what he does, man. The big smile on his face, King.
I got a lot of personality too, man. Love Vinny, man. I love all of them, man. They all are just different athletes, man. I love being around the track team, and it was a pleasure to be around them a couple of days, man, and to have Vinny to transfer in, join the Tiger family, and look now we're partnering. So, welcome him to the family. Next up, we'll touch on the last two. We got Erica Garrett, our two hurdlers. And these are special young ladies, man, because I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I can't do what they do. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna take it a step further, TD. I couldn't do it when I was their age.
Right. For sure.
One might say, hey, well, you just saying that because you're old. No, I tried it. I tried it, so damn near bust my head on that track. I did, it ain't my sport. You know what I'm saying? So anytime you can run full speed and jump over a hurdle and that's crazy to me. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, my goodness. So this is a skill, man. So Jaya Clayton, Erica Garrett, and we actually got another athlete we're working on. He was actually not present when we went there. I'm not gonna mention his name just yet, but when we sign him to the family, we'll bring him and introduce him. So I ain't even gonna get into why he weren't there, but when that opportunity comes, I'll go back and we'll have a special meeting with him and we'll bring him aboard as well. So
I think on the one-on-one seniors, right? Colangelo Cousin asking what are their classifications?
You know what? I don't know. I can find out. And I honestly, with the way this is what I'll say, I can find out. Matter of fact, we're gonna have them come up at some point. Not tonight on tonight's show. I'll touch base with all of them. Matter of fact, let me do this. They may be watching. So if I got any of our ambassadors out there that's watching right now, that any of our track athletes, I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all hit the link. Come on up. I'll let them speak for themselves. I know
Hey Ken, why are you doing that, man? Someone, they've been probing early in the show, man. I've been waiting on you to get your boy BJ Brian Townsend.
I saw it. I ain't touching that just yet. I'm gonna go there because we'll touch on that. But no, I ain't gonna cut you off. We won a championship, and I'm proud. Let me say this, man. We might as well go there since you said that, and we'll wait to see if any of them come up. BJ Townsend, Coach Townsend, a native of Canton High School, native of Canton, Mississippi, product of Canton High School. Played junior college basketball. He and I signed with Holmes Community College in 2000. Played 2 years up there. We won a state championship in 2002. Had a great coaching staff under Coach Todd Kimball. He and Jarrell went on to Pikeville over in Kentucky and played his last 2 years. I actually retired after junior college, officially retired, because I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't have opportunities. I actually had some other opportunities to continue playing, but just was proud of him as always, man. But when we talked about me, BJ, and Jarrell was sitting courtside for the Tougaloo game, and we were talking about his team, because we did recruit the top young man that was on his team. Was he 6'10", I think? I think we trying to recruit him, the big man for Canton. And Fleming, that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a big monster game too, by the way. So, but when we were talking, BJ has always made it about his team. He never wanted the shine to be on him. I don't care how many times you talk to BJ. He always going to defer that thing back to them players, man. And I was following it. I was kind of trying to watch and see kind of how he was going to react to it. And I got to be honest with you, man. I love his reaction to it. He made it all about them. And that was one of the things. He stayed in the moment. It was really but he just embodied it. It was kind of a us against the world type thing. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like, it's us. They doubted us, and we embraced it. And they went out there and proceeded to kick Yazoo City's butt. It wasn't close.
No,
it wasn't close, man. It wasn't close. And they bought into the crowd. Them young boys bought into the personality. He was intense. BJ intense, man. And for those that don't know BJ, man, BJ was a dog, man. He was an athlete. You know what I mean? And it was two of us played together. He was from Canton. It was him and Kenyon Williams, who played at Canton too. He's giving me problems all the time when we playing against each other. And I don't think we ever beat Canton in my career. And actually, we won one time at junior, but they stole the game from us. They were cheating up there in Canton. But I'm gonna leave that's another story for another day, TD. Because y'all do cheat up there at exit 119, by the way. But,
hey man, you was doing so well.
But no, man, I really just wanted to dock my hat off to BJ, man. Proud of him. I put a post on Twitter. I put a post on Facebook. And I mean, for us, it's exciting for us because I was saying, man, we won the first championship in 50 years as teammates playing ball together. And he just won the first championship in 27 years, man, at Canton. So the first time since 97 that they won a championship, man. And I can only imagine this is how I know that everybody from 119 exit 119 was proud, because TD, they showed up.
Showed up and showed out.
Everybody came out. You almost thought some of these folk didn't exist no more. It's like, damn, where everybody come from? Yazoo City, Canton pulled up, man. And it wasn't just the ones from them. It was everybody wanted to see that game, because that was a game that everybody was, they felt was going to be what it was. And they pulled it off, man. So kudos to my brother. I'm happy for him and proud of him, man.
Hey, man, I would like to say the same thing. That's my hometown. That's, my home city. I'm very proud of those guys and what they accomplished. My hat's off to Coach BJ Townsend. I met with him, Ken, before the season started, man. And he was very confident. He quiet confidence, man. I mean, I love BJ's spirit. Even, I used to see him at the gym years ago when he was assistant coach. And he had that same attitude, that same, demeanor about himself. And he was like, he was telling about the players, and he had confidence in these players. He said, he just kept saying, "We're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right." And sure enough, like I said, we met and we handled some business, and then I kind of followed him along. So I want to say, hats off to Ken for showing up. And before I say that, congratulations again to the Canton High Tigers for winning the 5A state basketball championship. And like you said, Ken, the game wasn't even close. They jumped on their neck from the beginning. And I really was expecting a tighter game, being that Coach Carlisle is who he is, and the championship that he's won, the resume that he has. and they had already beaten them one time, by 20, 30 points?
They beat them by 20, I think, in the regular
Yeah,
season.
in Yazoo. So, I was expecting to tie the game, man. But when Jamion Fleming and the rest of those guys came out, man, they was very hyped. Yeah, I was like, okay, let's see if we keep it up. And man, I never seen BJ that emotional, on the sideline, yelling, screaming, pointing, really coaching his butt off because he wanted that, man. I guess he felt disrespected. So congratulations again. Huh?
It said they beat Cannon by 30, but Cannon wasn't healthy that game. Oh, damn. It was 30-something. Okay. Holy sheesh. All right. Okay.
Okay. And man, and then like you said, man, it goes back to what you were saying about 30 minutes ago. It goes to show and goes to prove, if you have the product and what local talent would do. That's why in football, when you recruiting locally, you would get those fans in the seat. You had Yazoo City and Canton High, which is about 30 or 40-minute drive from each other.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Playing in championship, and they packed out the gym, bro. I mean,
in Jackson, Mississippi, which was only about 2 miles away from our Coliseum.
And the fire marshal threatened not to start the game. They couldn't let no one else in. They were asking people, if you're leaving, go ahead and leave so we can let other people in. I never seen that place that packed, man.
So I was talking to Sped over at the practice, shout out to Sped, name and faces. I said, we were talking about that. I said, we got hope, bro, from at the AAC. We got to get that local talent, though. Got to get that local talent. I think some of these big time players. We got Spank coming over, and trust me, I'm happy to get Hoover. I love to get Fleming too. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see him go to Mississippi State or something like that. I don't come for me, y'all, but I'm just telling you, I just don't. I ain't seen them really do nothing with the talent. Let us get it. Let us get them and do something with them. We already got Deshaun Ruffin. He's healthy. Hoover from Yazoo.
Yeah, no, Hoover. Yeah, we got Hoover.
So if we can snatch up a couple of them Canton players or whatever, some old local talent, that big time players, man. Listen, I like our chances. Go over to Raymond and grab their best player. Raymond, shout out to Raymond. I saw somebody that Raymond been winning. Shout out to Coach. What's Coach name, man? I don't know the cat, but it's was it Ted Tate? Coach Tate, I think.
Yeah, they actually beat Canton in that Christmas Classic that they had at Mississippi College.
Man, Raymond that's a good coach right there, man. I've been watching him. He's a good coach. He's a good coach, man, and they got a good program. So, shout out to them. But yeah, man.
I see you, Major Bully. Congratulations to Lord.
Oh, yeah, Lord took home a chip.
They show up. I mean, Lord, that's not Lord first time.
Lord did beat
they show up pretty regularly. They got us in the paint, Ken.
Yeah.
It took the end of the game for us to realize, we need to adjust because they had two big girls in the paint.
That's his name. I'm sorry. What did I say? Tate? I'm sorry. I apologize. Tadlock. Coach Tadlock. Is it Tate Tadlock or Ted Tadlock? What's his first name? I know it's something. I got something right. I feel like it. Said we offered Winston from Yazoo City, but I don't think it was a signable offer. I don't know, man. Coach Mo got to go up there and get them balls, man.
Well, Winston was the one that was kind of keeping them in the game. He made some pretty big buckets. And so as far as Ken, I think most of those guys are still. I think you had for like 4 seniors, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe like 4 seniors. So.
Hey man, hey, go and call it a night, bro. Get you some rest, man.
All right, man. Give it to you tomorrow. All right, so have a good night, brother.
Peace out, bro.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, man. So, all right, let's we'll jump back into it real quick. Let's jump into some spring football real quick. Let's finish these preliminaries. I do got some stuff I do want to talk about that's a little bit more serious than just that. So we'll finish up these and then we'll get into kind of that conversation of some things that I saw jumped out today that I did want to kind of touch on while we had everybody's attention. Y'all be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay with us, man, because we got a really good action-packed back this within this next hour or so. Got some really meaty stuff. So, Brother Seeley, if you're out there, I want to open the conversation up for not just you, but those that want to join the conversation. TD, I'll go ahead and share it with you. With you come back up. You can stay on. You can stay off if you need to do so. But for those that don't know, of course, we started practice. We had our second practice today. We'll have 15 practices. So we'll finish up this week on Friday, and then they'll shut it down. And we'll go into the spring break, and then we'll come back, and then we'll have the remainder of our practices. We'll conclude on April the 6th, which will be the spring game. So yeah, man, good stuff over there with the football program. We did touch on the coaching staff. I won't really go through the staff much more. Of course, we got Coach Otis Ridley, general manager now.
Brandon, go through them, man. Go through them.
Go back through them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, that's right, bro. You was at the game that night. Yeah, that's right. Okay, all right. My bad, big dog. I
want to know what a general manager is.
So I'll share with you what Coach said to me. And I won't get into a whole lot. I'll just give you my take on it, and not gonna repeat everything he said. But a general manager is mainly he's an associate head coach / general manager. You're seeing a lot more programs are going into this particular direction, TD, which is kind of an overseer of the program. Well, not kind of, really is an overseer, which is he'll be assistant Coach Taylor with overseeing the program and making sure that everything rocking and rolling. Obviously, with Coach TC potentially being a little bit more active in the X's and O's standpoint, that kind of frees him up to be able to do whatever he decides that he wants to do. I'll say that. So you create a general manager, which that's my there's a great strategy in my opinion. We announced all the coaches that's been hired as of late, but we noticed we didn't announce an OC. I'm not sure what coach is going to do with that, but I think we pretty much got an idea of what that's going to look like with Coach TC potentially possibly being the one that's taking the charge when it comes to that. So if he decides to do that, TD, of course you're gonna need somebody to man the ship. And if you take your time and attention to focus in on something a little bit more than you did last year, where you took kind of a CEO approach, hey, you got somebody that's been here with you since you've been here, and that's got their hands on the pulse of the program in every capacity, and you could trust him in that capacity to run the program in that manner. So that's my take on what I gathered from it. And what better person than Coach Otis really to assume that role? And we're in good hands. So that's the take on general manager. He's still probably going to do the same with some of the other roles. Possibly still be working with the tight ends or whatnot. I'm not really sure. But when it comes to the coaching staff, just keep in mind it's fluid. It's going to be a lot of this meshing. It's going to be wherever everybody's helping everybody. That's kind of how that works. It's a big old family, So shout out to Coach O. Congratulations to him for that. You want to touch on that before we move on?
Nah, man, I don't think he's a better man for the job, man. I love Coach O. He's very smiling. He's very generous. But I know in the end, man, if it comes down to it, he'll hand you your hat. So
you got that right. That's a good way of putting it. Next up, Coach Brandon Morton has been officially named. He was our running back coach last year. Now he's our recruiting coordinator. So did a really fantastic job, obviously.
Yeah, the move surprised me.
Not necessarily. I mean, it I ain't gonna say it didn't surprise us. It did in a sense, because you say, well, man, the running back room seemed to be very healthy, but sometimes TD, if somebody proves that they have they're a great asset in another capacity,
right?
And you want to put them in that role. So think about it. Who was our recruiting coordinator last year? It was Coach O. So if you move him more into a general manager role, where his role tends to change a little bit, he got to be freed up. So guess what? Coach Brandon Morton, who is still in the room and has been there, even under Coach Prime as an analyst / GA type role, he has been able to really have a good grasp of the program. So you're in great hands, and you see him land a big time player like a Kobe Borkin, right? You know what I'm saying? A Travis Terrell. So Coach Morton has done a phenomenal job with just the communication, the scheduling, just the going after the big time talent and getting them in the room and landing them. So that just goes to show you that he's great in that field as well as being a great running back coach. So being more well-rounded too. Jackson State is going to be a destination for some coaches to really come in and TD and really get developed with the potential to move up to the next level. We just had 3 coaches get all elevate to FBS, 3 FBS jobs, the OC, the DC, and the O-line coach, all at FBS schools right now. So, you know, it is what it is, you know. So, but
I mean, that could be a situation where you look at it being a gift and a curse. You know, the gift, the fact is that you have the, you know, your school has the potential in winning and they have the program and the pedigree to get these guys, you know, to their coaching, you know, plateau or a start, you know, headed in direction. But the curse is you turn right back around and you lose them. So, you know, it's good to be recognized to say, hey, this school right here does this and they have a winning pedigree and they have good players and, you know, you show what you can do. Then you look on the other side like, man, every time you look around, somebody's still out coach, but that's what happens, man.
Hey,
you know,
I'd much rather change coaches this way than how we were changing over the 7 years of famine.
Facts.
Because we were losing coaches and staffers and all that. We were losing whole staffs because we suck. So if we winning, I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't got no problem, but I get your point. The cool part about this in their instance, let me on a more serious note, is the head doesn't change.
Right.
The head, you keep, you know, now there may come a point in time where, you know, Coach Taylor is afforded an opportunity to go somewhere else. We trust that that'll be the way that he'll lead Jack State. I don't see him leaving Jack State because he didn't perform well. I just don't see that. Of course, anything go wrong, you know, but I don't see that. But I think you're going to see, and it speaks to the talent that we got. We'll as we discuss it going forward. Next man up, you got Coach Eric Gallen. Came to us by North Carolina A&T. Has just a wealth of experience in the running back coaches space. Come in as a running back coach. At practice, you see him and Coach Brandon Morton working cohesively together with the running backs. That's pretty cool to me. You know what I'm saying? So you get to double up. So you got 2 great running back coaches in the room. One that's a great recruiting coordinator, and you got. Look, we're not a Power 5 program where you got coaches just assuming one role and that's what they do. And we got 30 coaches on the staff where everybody got a role with quality control positions and analysts and all that type of stuff. No, we're FCS program, and the pay scale is close to what is basically what it is. And but if you do well, you elevate. That's one thing our previous coach did say. In this business, you either get terminated or elevated, one of the two. You know what I'm saying? Or you can choose to stay put, but it's up to you. But Coach Eric Gallen, he played running back at Kansas State when he played ball, and then he went on and I think he had a short stint with the New England Patriots in the NFL, and just went about to I want to say at A&T he was the tight ends coach when he was there. Let me pull up that right up on what they had for him.
I mean, and not to mention, man, you know, A&T been very competitive in football, you know, over the course of the year. I mean, isn't there where they had the outstanding running back that went to the Bears?
Yeah, they did. They actually dipped a little bit when they switched conferences. They left the MEAC. They fizzled out, you know, and Coach Sam Washington was replaced, and they ain't look down. They're not the A&T of old right now. But nevertheless, he was a tight ends coach for them last year. But he also, year before that, he served as offensive coordinator at Robert Morris. And then he'll be in charge of running backs, and then too, he started his career, you know, out in Florida. So I just got a wealth of knowledge. He was running back coach for Youngstown State, you know, and y'all know if anybody know about that program, know that was a pretty dominant program. I think Coach Trussell is on. I don't know if he's still their head coach right now, but I think he was over there for a little while, but a good little minute. But we welcome Coach Gallen.
I think the running back room that he has should make it a little more easier for him to coach.
I agree. I agree, man. It was good to see Herb back out there, still trying to get healthy, make sure that ankle is all the way good. Next man up, Coach Manny Ramirez, man, offensive line and run game coordinator. He come to us by way of Texas Southern. This is, again, as we stated, TD, this is one way you can lose a coach. Coach Clarence McKinney gets fired. So when the head coach gets fired, a lot of the staff members got to scram and look for opportunities in other roles, in other places, man. And Coach Manny Ramirez, this may be your favorite hire because he was the center for the Denver Broncos when Peyton Manning was playing quarterback for them, man. Super Bowl.
Right. That's right.
So under Coach Manny Ramirez, I don't have to really even look at his profile. I could tell you, we was at the Legacy Bowl, and the two running backs for the team Robinson were both Ja'Cory Howard and Ladarius Owen, both from Texas Southern, and they've had over 4,000 yards of offense both seasons, the past 2 seasons, even with subpar quarterback play for the most part. But Coach Ramirez, I mean, he goes from those 2 running backs to now the running back room we got. So, and that's why, it makes sense to me why he would possibly be the run game coordinator. You lose a J.O. and you get another good offensive good offensive line coach, and someone that's going to stabilize the run for us and really make sure them holes are open up for them running backs to run through.
Right, and what better way to do it than with a former Super Bowl winner? And not only that, man, I mean, for him to get into the coaching ranks so he can groom other young men to do what he did, is awesome within itself. And then with the recruiting and the line that was brought in, he had something to work with, just, as well that Coach Gallen does with the running back room. So with that combination coming together with, Coach Ramirez, taking the charge in that, man, just, you got Quay Davis just to start out with.
Yep.
Hey, man, I'm looking forward to see what happens, man. We might have to order another shoot.
Hey, it looked pretty good over there to me, man. I tell you what, not only I think Evan Henry gets better under him as well. Evan Henry comes back as a center. He played at Texas Tech, under Coach Mike Leach. So, what they ran an air raid. So understanding the pass to, make sure you got the splits right and planning and running attack, all that good stuff, man. I mean, you come in with a wealth of knowledge. So love his intensity, and I love the trajectory of what we already starting to build, man. So really good staff thus far. Next up, Coach Vincent Marshall. Very intense, TD. Very, very intense. Coach Marshall, man, is I like him a lot. I gotta be honest with you. I really do.
Okay.
He's an all-time leading receiver for the Houston Cougars. He came to us by way of Norfolk State. He's worked in the SWAC before. Was a wide receiver coach at one time, Southern under Coach Odom. Obviously, when Coach Dawson Odom went over to Norfolk, he was working for him over there as well. And he comes to us as the wide receiver coach, and I love his intensity, man. I love his attention to detail. He was really on the guys about being, the small things, getting back to the line, hustle back to the line, run off the field. Had a wide receiver jog off the field, made him run back over there and run back out the field, run back over there, run back out the field. And, he got a lot of energy. Just a couple of things that stuck out to me, just kind of watching their first practices. It's always good to see a coach that, let's teach the fundamentals, how to use your hands coming off the line and get separation from DBs and that type of stuff. When you catch the ball, not having a lot of wasted space, plant your foot, turn, get up the field quick, tuck the ball real quick, that type of stuff, and having someone that's played the game, let's say he spent some time at Houston, Syracuse, Bowling Green. Marshall played college football at Houston. When he graduated, he was the school's all-time leading receiver, 3,700 yards and 272 receptions. So great pickup, in my opinion. Really good pickup. I think they already have some great camaraderie, and just everybody out there, from what I can gather, and I know it's early, it just look like they're on a mission to try to win and build together, build a good product, man. He walks into a wide receiver room that's just full of talent, man. And a lot of the talent that we have is still not even there yet. So I look forward to seeing
the fact that you said the intent that he had with making, which he made a receiver run off the field, run back on the field. You know what I'm saying? That right there says enough for me. And I never seen a man
I was tickled pink, bro.
And the fact that, you know, I love coaches who don't see stardom. You know, and I'm not, you know, everybody's the same. I mean, you know, in your head, everybody not the same, but you know, in your mind, you know, you have to treat every player the same. I mean, what goes for Irv goes for, you know what I'm saying, Cook. You know, it shouldn't matter. And put the best players on the field. I mean, I have heard a lot of players say numbers don't matter, stars don't matter. Well, hey, let's not look at the stars. Let's just play, buddy.
Well, you're in a position now where offensive line, running backs, guess what? Offensive line, running back, quarterback coach, and wide receiver coach all new. So that means everybody in the room got to prove themselves. Can't go in there talking about what you did last year. Last year don't matter. I don't know you. I don't know what you did. I ain't tired of your accolade. You ain't do it for me. You gotta get stronger. You gotta get faster. You gotta be disciplined. And if that's how it is, then I love it, man. Go in there and prove yourself. Don't complain. You might have some people hit the portal because of that. Because if you're used to things being one way and then you come back to TD and them damn nuts and bolts get tightened, that's when people start changing jobs. That's when people say, man, I don't like the new boss, man. You used to consider, and you used to go on your break and chill and shoot the shit for an extra 37 minutes while, you done been on lunch an hour and 37. Ain't nobody said 2 words to you. But the new guy come in and he like, look, you go at 11, you be back at 12. You ain't back at 12, I'm calling you at 12:01. I'm gonna give you a warning the first time, the second time I'm gonna dock you. Like, man, I don't like him. Nah, it ain't that you don't like him. You don't like structure. You don't like accountability. Not saying that the other coaches didn't do that. I'm just saying that's what kind of tend to happen. And what sometimes I was an athlete, man. I know what it is. We like to cut corners every now and again. True. You don't always want to be on point. So be real with yourself. So if somebody decided they want to roll
a little favoritism.
Yeah, they want to roll out because of coach intense, then hey, you don't want to win because the games are won in the winter now. This is when the games start. This is when the games are won. True. The fundamentally sound teams with the toughness and the attention to details and the discipline, them gonna be the teams that are gonna have some success, man, in the season. Those will be the ones that, and I love what Coach TC said in the practice. Like, look, man, we got a special team. The team good, man. We got some holes we got to fill in, but the team got the potential to be great. From what I've seen, I just said, look, I said we got everything we need to win Celebration Bowl. It's gonna come down to that meat in your chest and that thing that we call want to. How bad you want it, man? I ain't crying nobody. You got it. The only people that get crowned on this channel going forward is going to be, you got to go make it happen. We're going to talk about it after the fact, but ain't no before nothing. 0-0, no passing yards, no rushing yards, no tackles, no sacks, no nothing. Zeros all the way across the board. You got to go take what you want. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. I love competition, man, and to be able to go in and you got to go prove yourself. And that's how that works, man. That's how that works. But like Coach Marshall, from what I've seen thus far, and that's what I got. That's what I gathered. First impression is everything, man. He didn't look like he was just out there trying to be a hard ass. He know his stuff, man, and you could tell he know his stuff, and you could tell that he's setting the tone for them. And he got a great wide. And guess what? TD responded because, like Coach TC said, look, receive the coaching. Receive the coaching, man. You're gonna get coached hard, man. We're gonna go and take a look at the film. Don't get all in your feelings, man. Accept the coaching. We're going to see something. We're going to correct it. But accept that. Be willing to be coachable. Hold yourself accountable. I love what Didi said before practice. Didi was like, look, man, if I ain't going hard, man, y'all hold me accountable. That's a 5th year senior up there talking like that. You see what I'm saying? So if you see somebody like that going at it, you ain't got no excuse, man. So that's how that's going to go. Can't have nobody like that.
And I'll say this, Ken. Because I've been guilty of it before. Sometimes you feel like you don't need any more. You feel like you got raw talent, or you feel you don't need any more coaching. I don't care what spectrum you're talking about, whether it's sports or work. When you feel like you there and I'm good, then someone criticize something that you do, it'll be like, hey, well, I'm all time, I'm all world, I'm all this, and you don't want to take the constructive criticism. And then when that's playing on pride. Sometimes you have to drop that, man, and listen to what being said. I had to, I still have to, and listen to what someone is saying to me and realize, okay, well, you know what? If I step left a little quicker rather than right, then I can be wide open. So you have to be open. You have to drop what you feel like you already know and be open to what someone else bringing to the table who can enhance what you already know, because now they're adding a different element.
TD, you got professionals that's getting paid top dollar at the highest level of the game, getting coached, getting still taught the game. I guarantee you, I know, Jason Kelsey retired today. Very emotional to watch. I understand that, center, Travis Kelsey brother, center for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm pretty sure a year or so ago, he was still getting coached. You see what I'm saying? And he just retired after a 13-year career. So what I'm saying, you made a great point. They got top CEOs that's got life coaches and stuff that's still advising them on best practices when it comes to certain things. So you're absolutely right. The day you say you got it all figured out, the day you stop growing and the day you stop getting better. And I'm sorry, man, that can't be. Nobody's a finished product right now, and the coaches have to pull that out of them. And that's why you be excited about a staff like this. TC had opportunity to take his time to really formulate the staff, and he wasn't just taking over the program and got to get bodies in and got to hurry up and try to get together a roster so he can have a spring. It's a little different now. So I like the moves that he's made, and we're excited about that, man. So let's see who we got next. Coach Rip Kirk, man, quarterback coach. Now, he was on the staff last year. He was an offensive analyst under he was working with Billman and working with the quarterbacks. So you got Coach Rip. Coach Rip played for Mississippi State. I think he was a walk-on at Mississippi State at quarterback, and he's been with us for a little minute. I had a chance to spend some time with his father. Shout out to Mr. Kirk, and just was just very proud of his son, man, for getting his first coaching position role. And I know he said his mom recently passed, I think in the latter part of the year, but he said that she knew that he had got the opportunity before she transitioned, man. So happy for him. And I think we're gonna do well. He's gonna see some more continuity in the quarterback room.
Hey man, I got a personal little inside joke about Coach Kirk. When I initially seen this right here, I said, "Why is Kirk resting in peace?"
Oh my goodness! Hey man,
wait a minute, that's his name. My bad.
That's his name, man. I was trying to figure out what you were laughing about.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man!
But I mean, when I saw it the other day, I knew when I saw it here, man. That was the first thing. I was like, wait, what is this? But yeah, it's all good, man. I'm looking forward to see what he do with 15, man, and the rest of those guys in there.
Right. He's solid, man. He's solid, man. I'm excited to see what he does. I think we're gonna be fine, man. I think he's gonna be fine. Good deal. Next up, Coach Bobby Mitchell, still on the staff, offensive analyst, assistant tight ends coach. Coach Bobby's been with us a couple years now, and does a good job for us, man. And that nothing changed here. So putting names with faces and roles. It's the one I was excited about, man. I felt like we had our guy already when it came to the defensive coordinator role, TD. Just a big fan of Coach Terenzo Quinn.
Okay.
Great football mind. Even talking to him after practice, man. And he was like, hey, just listening to him break the game down he just chop it up for you and just kind of talk. He was saying, like, he said, we're going to stop the run. So we're going to stop the run. It's going to be hard to run on us. They're going to take the run away from whoever we play. That's going in there. But he was like, when it comes to like the passing game, the other team's going to have to do everything right. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. The players got to, the O-line got to block. The quarterback got to have time. He got to He got to go through his progressions. The right play got to be called, and the wide receiver got to run good routes against our players, and we got to defend that. But if you take away the most essential thing of any offense, and that's running, that means that you're gonna force us to you're gonna have to beat us with your arm, and show me the SWAC quarterback in the conference that's really a threat like that. You know what I'm saying? It very well could be, but I'm just saying, like, it makes sense when you think about it. You know, he went very heavy on DBs on that back end to shore that up, and it's super intense at practice, man. Just was, and I'll even say this right here. You know, when you really go back to it, Coach Quinn has always been that guy. You know, even on all the staffs that he's been on, TD, a lot of the changes that you saw last year, a lot of the adjustments that you saw, this was the coach that was behind a lot of that. So I know we give credit to the top dude, but, you know, our previous defense coordinator was a bit conservative in his approach. You know, a lot of the, you know, unique. I'm not taking anything away. I'm just telling you what it is. It is what it is, you know. Coach Quinn is a young, fiery, very, very bright football mind. And I'm glad that we was able to keep him in the room and elevate him into that role. And I think our defense is going to be better.
So here's my thing, man. With the defensive back being one of the strongest point on the team last year, and now he's coming out saying, hey, we stopping the run. We dare you to pass on us. So if no one's gonna run on you, and your strong point was your DBs, you signing bigger, faster, stronger DBs. That sounds like a total defense to me.
That's the whole point. You gotta take away what they do great.
Okay.
We gotta actually the objective of the defense is to get the ball back to the quarterback as fast as they can without giving up points. That's the objective of the defense. Now, I'll say this about that. We got a veteran team, you know. When you look in the room now, this is barring that nobody else leaves, but you return True Thompson, you return Jeremiah Williams, Athan Smith, or Phillip Webb. Then you go to that second unit. Now you got a Josh Nobles. Now you got an Alan Walker coming off the edge. You got a Deontay Davis. You got a Tyus Martin on the front end. You see what I'm saying? And that's just the front four. Not to mention Stanley Cooks. Not to mention, you know what I'm saying, Kazarius Bowie. Not to mention Tymon Wells, the new guys coming in. Not to mention Braxton Barney. And the list goes on and on, you know, when it comes to what we have on the front end. Linebackers, I think we'll fill that room up a little bit more. We got a linebacker committed that won't be there until the summer. And then, of course, you know, we'll go into the spring with what we have, and then we'll see how the dust settles and go from there. But he spoke his mindset, wanting to take away the run and really make it very tough for the quarterback to not have time to really get the ball out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be disruptive as hell. So had them guys flying around and really, you know, learn their system and be ready to roll. Man, we got some ball hawks, man. We already had some. You know, you lose Jaheim Hazel, you add a Tony McCray, who is an absolute, you know what I'm saying, ball hawk, you know. You bring in a Jalen Tate. You bring in a Robert McDaniel, who's a HBCU All-American coming from Alcorn. You know, you play him in the slot. In the nickel. You know, it's so many ways you can do it, man. And he got so much talent. Not to mention K5 and Jalen and K Cali and BJ Washington ain't even back yet. So just imagine, you know what I'm saying? You got JJ, you got Reed Pulling, who's a monster at linebacker. You know what I'm saying? So we got some pieces, man. It's early, TD. I don't know what it's gonna look like come the fall, but I'm judging this team. I'm not even thinking about SWAC play right now. I'm just not. I'm thinking about ULM. What kind of team can we be to go down to Monroe, Louisiana, and put a good product on the field and threaten to win that game and possibly win that game in Monroe? I want to win that game, bro, because that would set a hell of a tone. You know what I'm saying? They sucked last year. They got a new coach.
Right.
They still got to build cohesion and all that good stuff. We got to go down there and make the referees, you know, we got to take the game from them and the refs, because you know they ain't gonna try to let them win that game. They're gonna, but it can't be obvious though. We can't keep it, you know what I'm saying? So, we'll see. You got to go play though. You got to go play. So, great opportunity for Coach Quinn, and I think he's going to do really well, man. You got to look at it like this right here too. Look at the coaches he added to his defense, bro. You see what I'm saying? Callie James coming to us from Florida, man. He was with the Florida Gators, and let me go to his profile real quick. He spent the last 2 seasons at the University of Florida, and we're gonna talk about Florida and when we get done too, because I want to touch on what they did in Florida real quick, and I'm gonna get Emmitt Smith's response to that too before we get out of here. But he was defensive line graduate assistant from Riverdale, Georgia. Played at Tuskegee. Very intense, man. Know his thing. He'll be the defensive run game coordinator. So you got a D-line coach that's going to be in cohesion with the defensive coordinator, and their whole sole purpose, TD, is to get that D-line so right that they gonna take they trying to take away the running game against everybody we play against. I love it, man. Who I thought was going to be the D-line coach, Coach Jackson. Guess what, TD?
What is that?
Still with us. I go to him when we get to Javancy and all the actual position coaches, but you'll see what I'm talking about. But Coach James, we had a clip out. Austin and his team dropped the clip. And Coach James, listen, man, he's super intense, man. I love it. I love his mindset. Just the
Say he'll take a rip. No.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I mean, it was fun. It was a treat to watch, man. I just sit there. I don't go in there with no intention. I want to be invisible, bro, and just watch what they do. You know what I'm saying? And I get pleasure out of that alone, bro. So, man, that was a treat, man. But I mean,
and with that being said, shout out to ASVP and the crew, man, for dropping those tidbits, man, keeping us, nibbling on something. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. So this is a star in the rising, man. But it's a pleasure, Hopefully we keep him as long as we can. But it's great to get him in, and he do a great job. They're gonna come calling and knocking. So
right.
But we got him right. We can't worry about that. We got him right now, so we're good with it. So next up, obviously Javancy Jones. This was the other reason I was talking about that. You add a very intense. I mean, I love everything about Javancy, bro. You just gotta watch him on the sideline, bro. Just the way he getting them linebackers right, and the intensity in the DB room, and the defensive room, and the competitiveness when it comes to the ones versus the twos, and the twos versus the ones, and however they doing, and when the offense versus defense, and just seeing them just kind of in his element, man. It's just a great thing to see. So you got numbered intensity. I just named 3 super intense coaches on defense, bro. Coach Quinn, he's super, really intense. Know his stuff, man. You got Coach Callie James coming in this thing, super intense. Then you got Javancy, super intense. And then you got Coach Hammock. We touched on Javancy. We actually had him on the show, but he's also going to help with special teams. He's also the special teams coordinator. He's not going to help with special teams. He's going to make sure that here's what we know. That special teams is going to be right. We'll go down there with some reckless abandonment.
Hey, Chef Christopher, that's exactly what we want them to do.
I swear, man. But of course, you still got Coach Hammond, who's going to he's the linebackers coach, and you got Javancy handling the outside linebackers. So Coach Hammond focused solely on linebackers. We got to get that room right. We got to get more from that room. Obviously, the more we got last year, they're decent, but it wasn't good enough. We got to be nasty at the second level, man. You know what I mean? And he don't have to worry about special teams. He can focus solely on that. And I think we're going to address it. I don't think we got much to worry about, because I don't think the final roster that we're talking about is even in the fold just yet. We got some players that's probably going to join us that we're not even aware of. That's in that room. If you just look at the offers, boy, them offers that they've been offering TD have been insane. I'm talking about 4- and 5-star and 3-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star kids, bro. They've been offering left and right.
Good deal. Good deal. That's what you want. You don't want to be afraid of recruiting.
Man, they are not afraid to go in. Hey, they going after them. They trying to go get the big dogs. All the big time talent in Mississippi, they going after them. Look, we're trying to get you. Can't get you if I don't try to recruit you.
Again, you go back to that high school game, local players, man. That's how you fill up the stadium, man.
Especially a big time player from one of these little small towns.
Mm-hmm.
The whole family up there in JSU merch. Come on up there to the vet. Watch your son dominate and sweat. That's what we want.
Go holler at Jersey Wave.
Damn right. So to that question, everybody asking the questions, man. Damn, you know, the DB room was good. Coach Mario Magana was actually with Coach Quinn last year, and now he assumes the role of cornerbacks coach, doing well. I mean, you still have him there. You still got Coach Webb that was there to practice. People forget about him. He's still in the fold. You know what I'm saying? Still in that thing. We talking about a legendary NFL player, you know, that's helping in that room. So think about it, man. It's just I just see continuity, young team, a young staff, man, with extremely high ceiling. You know what I'm saying? A extremely high upward trajectory, and that's what you want. That's what you want. Aaron Jackson, Coach Jack was what I see. This is who I thought was going to be the D-line coach. As you can see, defensive analyst, assistant defensive line coach. So now you got a Coach Jackson who partners with a Callie James, you know, coming in handling that defensive line. You see what I'm saying? When they were together when they was working with the D-line. That's what I'm saying. That's why you love that. So you got, listen to this, you got on defense, you got 2 coaches working the D-line, you got 2 coaches working the linebackers, and you got actually 2 coaches. You got 2 coaches working the DB room too. I really could say 3 when you factor in the court, when you factor in the DC, because the DC still gonna work in that room. He gonna touch on everything now. Now he get to put his hands on that linebacker room. Now you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So whatever he was getting out of them DBs, he can get out of the linebackers and the D line. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it, bro. And so
it's okay what you're saying. I mean, even looking at the profile that you're going through with each coach. You know, we always say, okay, well, you know, you go to some team, they have 30, 40 coaches on the staff or whatever the case may be. But, man, right here, we looking pretty good. I mean, when you doubling up, I mean, you got Coach Jones on the outside linebacker and Coach Hammond with the inside linebacker. At the same time, you know, they got the mesh somewhere. So, like you said, man, I mean, that's better than what it was. Way better than what it was. So
you got a coach that played wide receiver and quarterback. So he can help with the wide receivers. He can help with the quarterback. He can both. You got TC can help with Rip. You got TC that can help with Coach Marshall. You see what I'm saying? You got Coach Morton and Coach Gallen with the running backs. Now Coach Manning, he on his own, but you also got Coach O right there that can help with the tight ends, and you got Coach Bobby that's helping with that. So it's just it's a really good fit, man. The way he meshed and built his staff, I like it. I love it actually. Still got Caleb Graham. Check this out. There go your parent. You got Caleb in there, offensive analyst, assistant offensive line coach, former offensive lineman, former center. So when you think about it, you know, you put him in the room. Those are all the different little nuances. When you have the analysts in them that's able to help you break down film, and help you able to make sure guys are in meetings on time, making sure that it's the follow up. It's making sure it's so many different levels to having a staff, man. So I'm grasping this as I'm talking to you. I didn't think about this Friday, because when we did go over Friday, I was sleepy as heck. I was trying to get through it, but I'm glad we stopping to really kind of talk about it again. And as far as I think that was it for coaches. Director of football ops. We got a new director of football ops replacing Jashelle. It's Miss Kiasha Tremel. I had a chance to meet her. Coming to us from she's an alum of UAPB. You know, worked in the XFL for the San Antonio. What is it? I forgot the name of the Brahmas or something like that. But you just good experience, and a new face, man. She was kind of chuckling a little bit, saying she feel like a traitor in a way. You know, she in here with all, you know, she's a tiger now. So, you know, I told her you'll get used to it after about a week or two. You'll be all right. You'll be wearing that blue proud.
Right. I'm gonna go to the basketball game Thursday when then else on.
Hey, she might be in that thing. Hey, just coming. Hey, coach. Hey, listen. You gotta tell her to just come in there and just be neutral.
Right.
The game. Yes, indeed. And of course, you got the man himself, man, the director of football and media, Mr. ASVP, with the big smile, no dread.
Yeah, that gentleman love what he do, man.
Oh yeah, man, he's good at what he does, man. Definitely good at what he does. And of course, you got Miss Dominique, who's the equipment manager. He put that on the page as well, an assistant equipment manager. I didn't put her because you guys know who Dominique is, and then you also had Ocean Adams, who's the trainer as well. So just wanted to keep it more about the new faces as far as like what we pretty much discussed. So moving right along, man. TD, I talked about the bill. So I did want to read this because I broke this down because the national alumni presidents of the three institutions, I know we talked about the bill wasn't just targeted at HBCUs for the most part, but the way it was received and the way it was put out there and it was received, basically those alumni presidents had to go out. They got together and put together this letter. And I'm going to just kind of read on that and touch on that a little bit. And we'll go from there. Links open if y'all want to join. And it's in the last hour of the show. We're within the last hour. We're not going another hour. We're within the last hour. We're going into the home stretch. But I wanted to put this up there because we did talk about this. We've been talking about that bill that was posed. Obviously, the bill 2726, the Senate bill. And I read it said, urgent appeal to oppose the closure of Mississippi universities. Dear Honorable Legislators, as presidents of the Alumni Associations of Alcorn, Jackson State University, and Mississippi Valley State University, we write you today with a deep sense of urgency and concern regarding the Senate Bill 2726 passage of SB 2726 would ultimately result in the closure of historic institutions which are needed for great state of Mississippi for the great state of Mississippi to survive. We implore you to decline to act on this bill, which represents a devastating blow to the legacy of education and opportunity within the state. The bill is officially dead. Yeah, absolutely it is. And I just wanted to touch on this because I didn't put this out there the other day. I just wanted to read them and highlight and shout them out, actually. Next, it says they acknowledged and celebrated the indispensable role of historically Black colleges. Played a vital role and just talked about, in the communities over the 150 years. Listed the universities when they were founded and spoke to a collective years together. Institutional economic engines generating jobs and stimulating local economies at the center of research. And I'll just basically kind of skim through it. If you have any, the letter's been circulating for days now. I'll just say this says this significantly increases the need for all our current public institutions of higher learning in the state of Mississippi to include these HBCUs. But this is the page I wanted to get to. They kind of touched on some good stuff. A recent study by the University of Georgia, Terry College of Business, Selig Center for Economic Growth, and underwritten by City Foundation, revealed Mississippi HBCUs, public and private, generate about $774 million in total economic impact, 775 jobs for their local and regional economies, and graduates can expect a total earnings of about $8.3 billion over their lifetime. The listed three schools are leading contributors to the economic success. Closing these institutions alone would not only deprive future generations of transformative education experience they offer, but it would also, damage the culture of intellectual landscape of Mississippi. They urge, basically, they're opposing the bill, working together to shift the focus from closure to investing and further strengthen those vital institutions. So they felt the need to put a letter out. Denzel Fleming, Patrice Edwards, and Jerry Redmond, the presidents of the alumni chapters for alumni association for each institution. So just wanted to highlight them for the swift call to action and for them to collaborate together. Again, but this is why I really wanted to highlight that. And not saying that we don't. A lot of times when we when we find ourselves in situations, we tend to collaborate out of crisis. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily not, and I'm not even necessarily talking about that. I'm just saying, um, I like to see that, you know, and that's the way to go. Shortly after, when the bill first got mentioned, just I mentioned Senator Hillman Frazier, who's a great supporter of this channel. He actually communicated, said he served on the Senate University and College Committee and can ensure that the bill will not be called up for a vote in this committee. Talked with the chair of the committee, and we're on the same page. A similar bill comes up just about every term and meets the same fate. There is no appetite in Mississippi's Senate to close any institution of higher learning. If there are any changes, you let us know. Thanks for reaching out. If you have any additional questions, let him know. That's from the senator himself. So the bill is dead. We ain't worried about it. I wasn't worried about it to begin with, but I'm that's just me. So I did want to recognize them and acknowledge them for what they did do. Thoughts on that, bro?
No, it's dead.
Senator Polk said, "Tell everybody so he can now sleep at night. Sir, messing with HBCU, you don't deserve to sleep." Is Hillman related to Leslie Frazier? I don't know. You have to ask him yourself, Edwin. I can't answer that one. Not sure. Possibly. Very well possibly can be related. But that led to something, man, that I did want to speak to. Because
that's funny.
What that?
That Crimson Creation, man.
Hey, man, so I wanted to talk about Emmitt Smith, man, you know, and like I said, if y'all had a chance to check this out, this was kind of a topic today as well. Come on up, man. Let's join the conversation. We got about a good, 45 minutes max to touch on this. Not sure we'll go all the way, but that's the max on what we have on this show. But look, so Florida, man, the University of Florida, TD, they cut out their diversity and inclusion department. Now, this is just I felt like this was significant because you got to think about it. It usually starts in one space, and it tends to kind of spread like wildfire. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. To see Brother C. Lee's point, the Florida bill is the same thing that's being proposed in Alabama. So they'll start in one place, man. These Republican-led cities and states, and university take the hit. And Emmitt Smith came out. He came out guns blazing. And I want to touch on a little bit of what he said, and then we can talk about it. We can dialogue about it. He said, "I'm utterly disgusted by Florida's decision and the precedent that is set," Smith wrote on social media. "Without the DEI department, the job falls to the office of the provost, who already has their hands full, to raise money for the university and continue to advance the academic studies and athletic programs. We cannot continue to believe and trust that a team of leaders, all made up of the same background, white, will make the right decision when it comes to equity and diversity. History already has proven that is not the case." All right. There go our OG. He goes on to say, "Instead of showing courage and leadership, we continue to fail based on systemic issues. And with this decision, University of Florida has conformed to the political pressures of today's time." He continued, "Florida made its decision to eliminate all of the diversity and inclusion positions to comply with the Florida Board of Governors Regulation 9.016 on prohibited expenditures. The board defines DEI as any program, campus activity, or policy that classifies individuals on the basis of race, color, sex, national origin, gender identity, or sexual orientation, and promotes differential and preferential treatment of individuals on the basis of such classification," per the Gainesville Sun. He went on to say, "Additionally, the regulation states that a state university may not expend any state or federal funds to promote, support, or maintain any program or campus activities that violate Section 1000.05 of Florida statutes. advocate for what is defined as diversity, equity, and inclusion, or promotes or engage in what is defined as political or social activism. To the many minority athletes, and this is the part that jumped out at me, because this is what I love. And I tweeted HBCUs matter, because I'm gonna touch on some stuff, and I got a lot I did want to say about that. He said, to the many minority athletes at Florida, because he was one of them, please be aware and vocal about the decision by the university, who is now closing the doors on other minorities without any oversight, Smith wrote. And to those who think it's not your problem and stay on the sidelines and say nothing, you are complicit in supporting systemic issues. Brother C. Lee, welcome to the stream. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm good. How y'all doing?
How you doing, Brother McGinnis?
I'm good. Couple of things on this DEI, and you can, I'm a Black nationalist, so I didn't do as much around affirmative action. I did some work around DEI, but I want to say something that needs to be clarified about DEI and hiring processes and school enrollment, so that our folk will understand kind of how that works. So when you're doing these DEI initiatives, I think what a lot of people don't understand is all the DEI initiatives, and then even affirmative action initiatives, all they do is make companies do what they say they were going to do. Now, here's what I mean when they say make companies do what they say they're going to do. We'll just make it simple. We'll say 100-point scale. So whether it's a company looking to hire somebody, right? So whether it's a college looking to hire somebody or a college looking to accept the student, there's a measurement. There's an enrollment measurement, okay? And so I'll say on 100-point, they'll say, well, what we want to do is we'll set the mark at, let's say we'll set the mark at 95, 85. And so what happens is that what they're really saying is that anybody who makes over 85 in the point system can either be hired or admitted. And what would happen is that you would have African Americans, whether they were seeking jobs or enrollment, they would make the 85 or older or higher and not get admitted or not get the job. See, that's what people don't understand. That these ranking scales, people think that these ranking scales are, well, we only gonna get the people that make X score. No, it's always a rating system between, say, 85, 95, or 90 to 100. So even if you push it up 90 to 100, what we know is we have data. This is real, actual data, which is why you had all these bills and all these laws, why you had DEI, then affirmative action first, and then DEI, is that there were African Americans who were scoring in the 90+ percentile, either as potential applicants or as potential employees or potential students. So let's say Ken scores 93. TD scores 97.
Yeah.
C. Lee scores 91. But C. Lee White, and that's the one they hired. That's what was happening. And so all affirmative action and DEI did was made sure that the number of people within that range, that a certain number of them were African Americans. That's what it was, because there is this misnomer, there's this untruth that DEI and affirmative action were allowing unqualified people to be hired or allowing unqualified students to be admitted, which was further from the truth. It was simply saying that we understand that what you guys are doing is you're not actually hiring or admitting qualified Black people. Now, I want to be clear again, as an African American, as a Black nationalist, I never got into that particular fight, but I also think it's important that we explain it. Now, let's speak directly to now what Emmitt Smith is saying. And, I respect people when they walk up to the line, even if they don't cross the line, because I think you can read enough into what Emmitt Smith is saying. And what Emmitt Smith is really saying is that if you are a black athlete, you need to understand that what they're saying, two things they're saying. They're saying that the only reason they want you at this school is because you can serve as some kind of labor force to earn the money. That's the first thing he was saying. But the second thing that he was saying, and I also like the way that Bomani Jones put it and a couple other people, what these athletes don't seem to understand is that numbers matter. And that, yeah, we're never going to tell a young person, I'm not going to tell somebody don't take the bag, right? If so-and-so school is offering you the bag, I'm never going to say don't take the bag. But understand, think about the experience you're going to have when you go to Florida, when you go to Texas, when you go to Alabama, when you go to Ole Miss, and essentially you're the only black person there, or the only black person at that school is your teammates. Because what the new rules around DEI and affirmative action essentially do is it makes it clear that the only black people who are going to have an equal opportunity at those schools' enrollment are athletes. And that they can then not admit anyone else based on how the scale is structured. And I don't think, and what Emmitt Smith and others are saying is that not only should you understand your power to be able to impact this, what you really need to understand is that if you go to a school and it's 20,000 students and it's only 2,000 of y'all, that's going to be a lonely experience. And not only is it going to be a lonely experience, that's not going to be an experience that's going to speak to the holistic development of you as a student or as a person. And so we need more people simply saying what Emmitt Smith is saying is that being a football player at Florida or Alabama at Ole Miss, and there are no other black people there, is going to be a lonely, limiting, isolating experience. And you're simply saying that I'm okay being somebody else's labor as long as I can get the bag. There are a couple other things, but I'll stop there to see if anybody wants to drop in or say something about that.
TD, you got anything? I got a lot I want to jump in on.
Well, I mean, listening and everything, the only thing I say, HBCU's wide open.
They are. This is. I'm gonna take it a different way. I want to come there. I tweeted that today and said HBCUs matter, but here's what I do know, and I see what EA is saying in the chat. I see what he's saying, and he's not wrong. I'm gonna tell you why he's not wrong. Remember, we had this conversation the other day, and what we say? Racism is the vehicle. Capitalism is the vehicle that's fueled by racism.
Right.
I'm telling y'all right now, the division amongst, when Dr. Cavill came on and talked about the further we got the W.E.B. Du Bois quote, the further we get away from the lash, the harder it's going to be for us to come back together to collaborate on anything that's progressively in our benefit as a people. And so, for lack of a better term, they banking on the fact that it's almost like they're calling our bluff.
Right.
We can now strip everything that they ever once fought for because guess what? We got them so in love with that almighty dollar, they don't give a damn. It's individualism is what we're really fighting against. And what you said was the top athletes will be allowed. And I'm just telling you right now, there are many athletes that are willing to walk into a predominantly white space with no representation because they get the bag.
Yep.
And that's going to be the thing that's going to change. When you figure out that, man, you bring in this name, image, and likeness, and you got these white donors that put together this collective, and you still can buy them to come in because it used to just be, okay, you probably get paid under the table. But now it's like, even with all this, even with all the stuff that we're saying, the part that just really, that kind of, burns your soul a little bit when it comes to that is just there are a lot of them they don't really give a damn. Like, bro, I don't care about none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about me and mine. I'm finna go get this bag and where the snow bunnies at. Right. If we're being honest, you know what I'm saying? So we can talk about it till we blue in the face, but it's gonna come down to the parents, or the guardians of these kids to really have some type of real conversations and dialogue about the beyond that, because this is what I'm getting tired of. I'm getting tired of the after the fact. Y'all go take your best and bright. That's why I love what David Banner said. When you have the ability to go, you say, no, I ain't going. But then when you go over there and you get that bad experience, now you want to come back and you want the rest of them to speak up. I don't know if there'll be more that'll speak out like Emmitt Smith is doing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be many that'll say a whole lot. But then I thought about it like this. I started saying, damn, if we do X, these folks are literally changing laws in front of us.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is, damn, if we do say, you know what, hell no, we won't go. We're going to HBCUs. Now you done made it easier for them to really attack us now, because it's just like we done went back to the 60s now. We all go to the same school, and now it's like, okay, I can just go over here and just put a law in place to really make that worse for you. Because if you start hitting them in their pockets and you really start punishing them in that regard, we've seen them turn. And I'm talking about turn in a way that's, you know, if that's what a bigot is after and trying to do, where he or she doesn't want to lose the perks that come with the privilege that they benefit from, now I could pencil whoop you to death, you know what I mean, and make things a lot tougher for you. So now I'm still gonna have you come back to me. And I think that's what he was talking about, like who's gonna really be the one that you can lean on and talk, because everybody else that looks like you, they're indulging in capitalism. And it's like, it's very hard to tell, like you just said, a student athlete to not take the bag. So what are we really saying? Don't go to Florida, go to Alabama?
Right.
Don't go to Florida, go to Mississippi State.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the HBCUs are still going to be the last on the totem pole when it comes down to that. He said, here's a response that will be repeated by many of our Black coaches and family members. Oh, well, he wasn't saying that when he was. That's exactly right. It's like, what's the point? I get it. And he ain't in Florida, so I don't.
I do think that it is at least important.
It is important
for somebody like me and others who didn't think Emmitt Smith had that in him. Right? I didn't think that Emmitt Smith had that in him, and so we still have to do the work. Zona Master, let me put it to you this way. Prior to the 1929, the Wall Street collapse. Prior to the Wall Street collapse, the vast majority of HBCUs were private. And that's because most of the HBCUs were founded by charitable white Christian organizations, right? I can't remember. Jackson was the American Baptist Home Mission Society. If I'm remembering, that's who started Natchez Seminary, was the American Baptist Home Mission Society. So the vast majority of HBCUs were actually started by these kind of Christian charitable organizations. And so what happened in 1929 with the Wall Street crash, you know, a lot of white folks found out what it was like not to have money. That's why they were jumping out of windows and committing suicide. And for Black people, it was just another day. So what happened is that essentially all of the Black schools had to make a decision. And it was, do we stay private and hustle to get $8.29 to stay open? Or do we go public and only get $3.22 to stay open, but we know we gonna get that $3.22. And that was the decision. And so saying all that to say, it would be the same decision. It would come down to how comfortable HBCUs are based on their current private giving. That is, Jackson State would have to look at how much money we get from private entities to say we think we could make up for. And also, by the way, because you are a state entity, you can't just go private, because your buildings, your line items, all of that is owned by the state. So if you say we're going to go private, well, the state is going to say, well, we're going to take these buildings. We're going to go private, where we're going to take these line items and these buses and all these things here. So when you decide to go private, what you're deciding to do as a public institution is to just create a whole new school. Because go ahead, brother TD.
So let me ask this then. For lack of a better term, I mean, if you start to get no athletes that see what's going on and they decide, you know, it may take a year or two and they see the treatment that they receive and, you know, how it is around and they start coming back to the HBCU, isn't that a form of leveling the playing field? And then once you do that, I mean, then, you know, it goes back to the days where, you know, of Walter Payton and everybody else getting drafted from HBCUs. And then I guess it gets to the point where those players will have to give back to the particular school in order for it to continue to grow. So
yes, the answer is yes. I would only add the caveat to here's the caveat. Here is the elephant in the room. So everything you said is right, TD. The elephant in the room is that what we have failed to teach the last three generations. Well, let's say the last two, the millennials and Gen Z. You know, I'm Gen X, right? And so what we have failed to teach about the civil rights movement is that the only thing that worked in the civil rights movement, the only thing, TD, was when we decided to withhold our economic funds from their system. And here's what they're betting on, TD, is what Ken is saying. They're betting on that today, not enough of us see ourselves as suffering enough. So let me give you an example, TD. Like I say things and then people don't know when I write these things that it actually tangibly affects me. So I missed out on some writing jobs, some actual writing jobs. People like, I make my living as like people pay me to write because I don't shop outside of Hines County. Now, I don't tell other people not to shop outside of Hines County. But there were actual events where people said, oh, well, we can't put C-Lee on this because this event is going to be in such and such. It's going to be in Madison. It's going to be in Rankin. It's going to be. And they were right. They're like, no, I ain't going. I'm not going. So, but most of us are not like that. Most black people don't. Every time I spend my money, I ask myself a simple question. What black company offers this good or service? For instance, I just had to repair my garage, my spring on my garage door. You know, your spring will break every 10, 15 years, right? And the guy who used to do it doesn't do it anymore. And there was a white company that I knew could do it. Luckily, my wife had a friend that she knew that was a brother. And not only did the brother do it, the brother came out on Sunday and did it and didn't charge me extra. And I was waiting on him to charge. Because when it slammed down, the cars was actually in the garage. We couldn't get out. Let me be clear. We couldn't get out. And my wife had to go out of town Saturday. So she had to go rent a car Saturday because we couldn't get out. So, but I was willing to wait to see if I could find a black-owned company that could fix it. Most black people are not going to do that. And so they know, TD, that they have divided and conquered us. And so they know that there's just enough black people who are looking individually for their own gain. There are just enough black people who are going to say, hey, man, I got to take care of me and mine. Yep. And I don't watch the and I don't want to call the brother out and make him like the only one because there's others like him. But what's the guy, Ryan Clark? What's that show that Ryan Clark is on?
Pivot.
Podcast. Okay, what's the guy? The other guy? Not the running back, the other guy.
Shannon Crowder.
Shannon Crowder is the perfect example of, remember, he was standing tall long. Yeah. Ain't nobody coming to no HBCUs. I'm not sending my child to no HBCUs. And what a lot of people didn't understand was he wasn't in the minority of how a lot of black people feel about supporting or not supporting. And so what they do, what the opposition does is, as both of you said, and people in the chat have said, they're banking on the fact that we are divided just enough that we won't stand together economically, because there are people, I can't tell you how many emails I get, TD, And I guess people feel like they trolling me. They'll send me emails saying, I shot this such and such in Madison today. Like, I guess I'm supposed to fall out. I guess I'm supposed to read that and fall out and die or whatever that is. Or like, cause I get these like, and I'm like, hey, that's your choice. But understand, every time you spend your money with our oppressor, you're making sure that you don't have leverage for our first class citizenship. And so that's the problem. That's the real problem is they know that not enough of the 4 and 5 star recruits at this point. But that's why we do have to talk about what Emmitt Smith, because sometimes talking about what Emmitt Smith did will at least make somebody else of his stature say, hey, man, let me at least think about what Emmitt is saying. And I don't want to put Emmitt on the pedestal. I don't want to say that he made a radical. But what I'm saying is that it is important because, again, I didn't think he had that in him. Right. And so we need to share that with as many. So the comeback is when people are saying, well, such and such, I said, well, here's what Emmitt said.
I mean, that's a twofold to me. I mean, because you never said anything when it was occurring to the HBCU, but it happening to the school that you attended. Yep. You know what I'm saying? For you to make mention of it. So to me, you know, it ain't. He said it, but you know what it took for him to say it.
Well, and again, TD, sometimes one thing I've learned about doing grassroots work and civil rights work, sometimes you got to take whatever victory you get to where you're trying to go.
True.
And so sometimes, and because what we can really, the thing that I'm going to play up about this statement, what I'm going to play about this statement is with all these new measurements, you're going to be very lonely at these PWIs. That's what Emmitt is really saying. What Emmitt is really saying is that you won't have a black experience at a PWI. You won't have comrades. You won't have friends. And because you won't have comrades and because you won't have friends, you won't have a holistic experience. And the one
care.
Well, and you know what, TD? The problem is, you're right, and the problem is they won't care until they experience it. But at least once they start experiencing it, they'll have Emmitt's words to fall back on. They'll at least have somebody to say, man, somebody tried to tell me. Because, TD, here's the thing. In my 24, 25 years of teaching, I can't tell you how many students transferred to Jackson State from somewhere else, from PWI. And they were broken academically. Like they had been treated in a way where they thought that they intellectually couldn't compete. And it wasn't that they couldn't intellectually compete. It was just that they had teachers who told them they couldn't intellectually compete. And so a lot of times people have to go and find out, but at least with words, and what we're hoping is that you get Emmitt to say it, you get somebody else to say it, and all the while, TD, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, like we always told you, HBCUs have always been here. Like we always told you. That's why I remember last time I talked about why we need to know our own statistics. HBCUs, a student that gets an undergraduate degree, a black student that gets an undergraduate degree from the HBCU is twice as likely to get a terminal degree, which is a PhD or a law degree or a medical degree. A black student who gets an undergraduate degree from a HBCU is twice as likely to get a terminal degree than a black student that goes to Ole Miss or Florida or Alabama. That's what the statistics say. And so while they are wiping out DEI there, we need to start telling, that's how we need to start recruiting, not only with athletics, but start saying, oh, and by the way, you do know that we have a higher graduation rate. Oh, by the way, our students have a higher rate of going to graduate school. Oh, by the way, a student that gets an undergraduate degree from an HBCU is 5 times as likely to move from the lower economic class to the middle class than an Ivy League school, TD. And I tell them, that's from Forbes. That's from y'all. That's from the White Folks magazine. That ain't our magazine saying that. And so those are the types of things that in this moment, right? Look at this moment as an opportunity that, okay, y'all want to get rid of DEI, y'all want to make those, because here's something that I found really interesting. And I've been thinking about this. I heard a couple of other people say this. Ole Miss made a decision to be sorry. Ole Miss could have been Alabama. Ole Miss could have been Auburn. But Ole Miss made a decision for years and years to be sorry because they didn't recruit black athletes. The question is Florida going to want to make that same decision? Is Texas going to want to make that same decision? Is Texas A&M? But we have a blueprint that Ole Miss for many years, right? Senator Roger Wicker is talking about blocking money for D. I'm glad Dylan put that in the. So as they continue to feel, as we say in the country TD, they feeling real froggy right now, right? Right? The whole movement, the whole new what we call the neo-Confederate movement, got them feeling real froggy. And the only thing that we can do is counter by putting out the information that here's what HBCU. So when we're recruiting, so when people are, when we're going and we're liking, like when we make offers to these athletes, right? Instead of just saying come to D family, maybe we should put in there, oh, by the way, you do know that this is the kind of degree you can get from Jackson State. Oh, by the way, you'll be twice as likely to get a terminal degree. Now, that may not resonate with the athletes, but at least we getting the money out there. I'll shut up and see.
You're good. I'm just chewing. I couldn't resist. I had to go grab me a quick bite. But no, you spot on. So Senator Roger Wicker is talking about how he blocked money for DEI for the woke people.
And what's really, really sad about that is what a lot of people don't know is the kind of first DEI, the first where we're going to be fair was the military. And that's what Wicker's talking about. Wicker's talking about he's blocking money to erode all of the money to the military. And, you know, as someone who comes from, my father was in Vietnam, I got a, you know, as Brother Albie and others know, I got a DD-214 with honorable discharge on it. I have 3 uncles who were lifetime military people. I'm not saying the military is for everybody, but what we need to understand, what Wicker is doing is the military was one of the first places where black people were treated equal anywhere. Like one of the first places anywhere. And so it was the military, and it was the military that actually helped create the middle class in America through the GI Bill, right? The GI Bill actually is what aided in creating or expanding the American middle class. So by Wicker attacking DEI in the military, he's directly trying to attack African Americans ascending to the middle class.
You know what's funny? What's the opposite of woke? Sleep, right?
There you go.
It's to the point to where that's the new term now. It's like they want to demonize and the term woke. You're trying to be like basically those that are conscious of how things really and truly affect them. They're not going with status quo and just riding the wave and going along with it. Yeah, you make a great point. He said numerous times, and I know this has been a very consistent point of his since he's been on the on the channel and watching and supporting and commenting whenever we had these conversations. Many of the great black athletes during his time in the 80s and 90s sent their sons to PWIs with no hesitation and proud of it. And they're still that way. There's many that's like that to this day because at the end of the day, many don't feel, and like I said, many don't feel that HBC, and honestly, a lot of it, some of it is it can be our fault in an instance where we, I don't know, let me say it this way. Since you're on the screen, you said Negro ineptitude is not a good thing for us. Because that has plagued us at HBCUs for sure. for quite some time as well. Not all the time, but I'm just saying sometimes it rears its ugly head, but it doesn't negate the stuff that we are dealing with and have dealt with for decades on top of decades. You know,
Right.
the severely underfunding, the denying of bills that would, you know, that won't get passed for us to progress our institutions and grow them. You know, state's growth has been stunted for years.
Yep.
And now here we are having real problems. And we talked about the subtleness of the discriminatory practices that come with that. You know, and if you got jokers in place that's making these types of rules and regulations, the only way you really and truly, you just made a great point. The only way you really and truly can get somebody's attention is to keep your money.
Yep.
Not in it.
Yep. And
that comes as a unified effort, though. And that's something that we just, it's like to TD's point last time he was up there. TD, like, why would I jump out here on a limb and go for the, I'm down for the cause, but I gotta eat. And the you know the fan, you know, is the culture gonna be here for me when I go lose my job, or is it gonna be like everything else, 2 weeks of seriousness and then after that things return as they are, or as they once were? You know, the fire that goes out, and you know, that's where we at with it, and that was something that we kind of attested to it. I got to be honest with you, we changed gears on the platform. Really got into a more, you know, feverish approach towards NIL. But I got to be honest with you, you know, like the reality of the matter is it's a little harder now. You know, it is, and you have more opportunities to really just say, you know what, we gave it a good go. We're gonna go ahead and shut it on down and go back to doing what we were doing. But the reality of the matter is that you don't want to do that. That's not in the cards to do that as of right now. So I don't know. It's good that he said what he said. Like, I'm talking about Emmitt Smith, but at the same time, it's like if the parents don't care and they just, especially with all this money on the table right now. And you know what? Forget that. Let me stop with that. All these players ain't getting no bag, man.
Right. That's right. That's the real point.
Some of these players are just excited with the mere fact that they get to go play at this prestigious, in their mind, institution that's in this particular big conference, with the potential of being seen and try to get to the next level where they can get to the bag. You know, but it's an interesting thing. I guess we'll have to just see. But the reality of the matter is that we ain't a threat like we used to be.
Right.
We're like a superpower that's been dismantled a long time. And it goes back to the Dr. Cavill conversation. Our greatest adversary is actually biblical. There's the book of Timothy. In the latter days, men should be lovers of their own selves, man. Perilous times shall come, man. It's so hard to get. Listen, man. Meism.
Right.
Okay, me, myself, and I. You know what I'm saying? And let me go get what I got. People don't really care about the state of what their fellow brethren goes through. I'm worried about me and my experience, and however that relates to you, I don't see it. For me, it's good. I'm gonna go over there regardless, you know, because that's the mindset. There is nothing coming from a collective standpoint in a great volume in the community. It's just not. And I think that's the data, like you say all the time, the data is there. Because the reality of it is that I know they don't feel like it's going to be a threat because we don't care enough to even pay attention to it. We got laws and all kinds of things that just get passed right in front of us. And, you know, we'll talk about it for a little while. They'll be like, just be quiet. They'll forget about it next week. It won't even be important to them no more. And we'll continue to do what we're doing, you know, and we'll go from there.
And I'll say 2 quick points to connect it back to, because I think it's important to connect it to what the work that Coach TC Taylor is doing. And that, you know, we were all there. Like, you know, I've often said that it was really into the late 80s, early 90s when we stopped getting top quality athletes, right? Up until the late 80s, early 90s, we had a bevy of players that we knew were going to go to the NFL. But what a lot of people don't realize happened is that it wasn't that we lost 4- and 5-star athletes. It was that black 3-star athletes started going to colleges we had never heard of, like Montana and North Dakota State and, you know, Eastern, whatever the hell it was.
Eastern Washington.
So, yeah, like, I mean, it's you know, because when we would play those schools in the playoffs, they would be mostly white for the most part, right? If you go back and look, you know, they have a few brothers. And so I think that speaks to the kind of attitude that we have to have, that Coach Taylor has decided, no, you don't get to just have our 3-star talent. And I think that we need to develop I think that Coach Taylor and KC-1400 media, when I say KC-1400 media, Ken, TD, Zoe, Marcus, Rochelle, throwing in brother Corey D and a big Big Al Star and all of that what you guys decided was, no, we have a right to this talent like everybody else. It may take some time, it may take some work, it may take some doing what other people don't want to do. But I think what Coach Taylor is doing and the model for Tiger Talk and KC-1400, it is we finally drew a line in the sand and said, this talent belongs to us. We have a right to go after that. But also because, I need to say this, that losing a 4 or 5-star didn't hurt HBCU. It was losing the 3 stars. And if HBCUs can get back to at least being equal, we don't even have to win the battle, but get equal with the 3 stars, we can go right back to where we are. And the last part I want to say is this term woke. What I tell people is that you have to be nuanced. Because one of the things that we forget about our civil rights movement, you had NAACP, SCLC, SNCC, Nation of Islam, CORE. Those are 5 different groups. They didn't always agree. In fact, that's why they had 5 different groups, because they were doing 5 different things. The NAACP was only interested in legal action. They weren't interested in sit-ins. They weren't interested in marches. So when people talk about sit-ins and marches, that wasn't NAACP. That was SNCC. That was the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And in fact, SNCC and NAACP were always at each other's throats. But when it came down to it, they did the work. Why am I mentioning this? Yes, the conservatives, the racists have demonized the word woke. But what I need to say to black people is that just because you may not always agree with something done in the name of wokeness doesn't mean you have to actually stop being conscious. There are a lot of things done in the name of wokeness that with which I don't necessarily agree. I'm in hot water with some folks now because they got this dude that's they're turning, for the 40-year anniversary, they're going to turn Purple Rain into a Broadway play. And if anybody read my commentary, I lit it up because I saw the changes that they were making, and they making the changes in the name of wokeness. And I said, I want you damn Gen Zers to keep your damn woke hands off of my art. Go mess up somebody else's art. But just because I disagree with them on that one point doesn't mean I'm going to let white supremacists and racists separate me from the woke movement. Does that make sense? And so as black people, we need to be able to, okay, I can disagree with you on this particular thing, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to separate myself from somebody that I know is fighting for my fight for first-class citizenship. And so that's what I need people to be careful with the term woke, because what they're really good at is taking that term and weaponizing it in a way. But I say they'll come to TD or Ken with something they know you don't believe in and say, well, woke is this. And you go, well, I ain't down with that, so I don't want to be down with woke. No. I disagree with that aspect of it, but these other 9 things I'm right in line with. So I'm going to fight for these other 9 things in the name of wokeness, and that other thing, that ain't really got nothing to do with me. And I just want people to understand that that's how they weaponize the phrase. And we have to be nuanced critical thinkers enough to not allow someone to take one thing and turn us against our whole movement, if that makes sense.
Makes a whole lot of sense. You got anything else to you?
Yeah, well, I'll say this, man. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I mean, with a lot of stuff being said, there's a whole lot of variables and unknown with a lot of these situations. I spoke one piece on that, like Ken said a few shows ago, because the division is there, unfortunately, and I'm, hope my conversation not taken the wrong way. Not saying that I'm not down for whatever, but you know what I'm saying. Until that concrete, starts to, get firm. You know what I'm saying? This it's a lot of X factors out there. Even with what you said, Silly, about this channel trying to go forward to, with the 3 and 4 and 5 star athletes. Everybody ain't with that. So I mean, that's it. I mean, the total support there. There's only a selected few that really support and feel the love of trying to make that happen. Everyone is not on board with that process, period, because it's still a lot of division in this aspect. So with that being said, man, it is what it is.
I'm with you, TD, and I'm in on two things. I'm with you 100%. And I think I've shared this before. This is my favorite PSA. I love sharing this PSA. When I was a child, it was a PSA. I took this with me. There was a little boy walking on the beach. A whole bunch of starfish walks up on the beach. And the little boy knew that these starfish were going to die if they couldn't get back to the water. So the little boy was just going. I mean, it was like hundreds, thousands of starfish. He was just taking one starfish at a time, throwing it into the ocean. And finally, some adult, because that's what the adults do. Adults come and try to shelter whatever a young person does. Hey, what you doing? Ain't no way you gonna save all these starfish. You wasting your time. You trying to save these starfish? The little boy looked at the duck, picked up the starfish, threw it into the ocean, and said, "I saved that one." That's KC-1400. That's Tiger Talk. Y'all have saved more than you realize. Now, that doesn't make it feel better. There's still a lot of people out there working against y'all and not on board. But here's the truth, TD. The vast number of people talking about they marched and walked with King back in the day, they lying. The studies have shown that only about 20% of Black people actually actively participated in the movement. I'm going to say that again. Only about 20%, actively participated. That is, actually went out, did something, put themselves on the line, and everybody else just kind of reaped the benefits. So this kind of work is lonely work. This kind of work is, so you're going to have to get used to being lonely. And so, but I'm not disagreeing with you, TC. I'm just saying, TD, I'm just saying that understand that y'all have thrown more starfish back into the ocean than you can imagine. And I'm going to get off, but I got to end with this because unlike Ken and TD and Zoe, I'm not connected to my high school the way y'all are. When I graduated, I ain't been back, but I do have to say this. I got to give a shout out to Coahoma County High School. They've won 7 state championships since 2005. They was going for their 8th state championship this past Friday, didn't get it done. But I got to give a shout out to Coahoma County, the Red Panthers. I used to wear, I don't make me pull out my Coahoma County Red Panther jacket because I can still wear my high school Letterman jacket. So I just want to give a shout out to my folks in the Delta, Coahoma County High School. We was 3A. I think they went down to 2A. Then they went up to 4A. I don't even know what A they are anymore. But the fact that they got 7 championships since 2005, I got to give some love to the Delta. And I'll just end by saying we appreciate y'all throwing them starfish into the water. I know it's lonely. TD, I'll just say this to you, Ken. I'll just say this. I can't tell you how many times my wife has been fighting for something for the Black people in Clinton and went down to the Board of Aldermen, and me, her, and one other person, the only Black people in the room. And that gets discouraging, but the fight don't stop. So I'm gonna jump off.
I'll say this before both of y'all go because I'm done too. One of the things I've learned that in this mission, I think all you can really do is work in silos, work in small little groups and just try to set a precedent. You try to give an example of a small thing and then hope that it snowballs and it grows. It's almost like building a community. A lot of people talk about like these tiny home type situations, or you can just use a really regular neighborhood. You go and buy a plot of land and then you just go and you put a bunch of houses on that land and then it becomes a community just out of nothing. So a part of that conversation with Banner, he said some of these folks, you can't save them. Some of them need to be exterminated. You're not, and he in a sense, like it's a lost cause. It's like it's like damaged hair. If the hair is damaged, you can't shampoo it. You got to cut it. Some stuff you got to cut out, and just start over from the roots and kind of go from there. So, I always, look, we're doing some phenomenal stuff with the with the help of our supporters, and we move as a representation for them. There are some out there that's doing some great work, but the thing that we can't even begin to even talk about a real solution about what we put out there is because we can't even get past the simple stuff because the collaboration just ain't there.
Right.
And the other ugly side of individualism is comparison. And we be looking in other people's yards and likewise, and it could create somewhat of a adverse effect, when it comes to trying to collaborate. So I thought that W.E.B. Du Bois quote was perfect because now it's like I could just focus on me and mine. And that's what everybody say a lot of, just I try to avoid those things. And, of course I think that's already built in. I'm an individual. I got my own, situation, family, everything, I have my kids and all that good stuff. So I'm always going to be about my own. But when you're trying to do something as a unit in a space that benefits others, that's the thing that seems to be foreign. And what we're trying to introduce from this platform is a concept that's built on others benefiting from our collaborative efforts more so than we are. And that's just kind of foreign. We see other communities do that. EA put a comment in there that's very we won't touch on it tonight, but he said, guess who's next in line to support us? Hispanic serving institutions. They play book is to get the Black athletes to build your school athletically. So the reality of the matter is that, we're not really built to really fight anything. So what we do is we just sit at the bottom and fight each other. And then a few of us that look like us will get to the top and they'll be the ones that'll continue to advocate for some of that stuff. So we'll see what comes of it. You're not going to see many people going out there advocating for all that good stuff. And that's why I'm telling y'all, there was one person that really could have stuck a monkey wrench in everything you folks were doing. And that was our previous coach. And he decided to not. That man had the ability to change the game, just like he said. And when they got him out, ain't no another one coming. So the rest of them, when they jumped on that train with him inside it reiterated that the PWI route was the better route, and it's the route to go in capitalism and, white is right, black get back. That's what it was. And don't make no difference what the problems he having over there look like. The reality of it is that that's the route they go. So I don't think much gonna come out of it, honestly. It may get a few more alums come and say this and say that, but if the players do leave, they probably go to Georgia,
Right.
So, but anyway, great talk tonight, man. Great show. Well, again, I'm gonna put this up Wednesday. We'll be back, same time, same channel. We'll have Jason Gibson back on with us. We're not back on. He stopped. He came in the chat one time, joined the show, but he'll officially be on Wednesday, and we'll break down his book and all the other latest and greatest in Tigerland, man. So, Brother C. Lee, as always, appreciate you for coming up, Doc. And we'll be back, man. We'll see everybody. TD, rap with you soon, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thee I love because
Yeah.
I only love thee. That's right. I said it.
Go Tigers, baby.
Go Tigers, baby.